I think I've got it working now. Alright. There we go. Yeah, it's streaming it. I was having connectivity issues with it earlier, but I think I've got everything working now. I'm just making sure the stream's up and running good. It will freeze. I notice it freezes when I Alt-Tab off the game for a second, and that's just because it's in the background while I'm looking at other stuff. I don't think it'll be too much of an issue. Okay, yeah, stream looks to be running good. Audio, I think, looks good. Alright, so this game's finally released. I just got home not too long ago, and I was like, man, I gotta get into this. So I'm gonna kind of just go ahead and get started. And I think I've already streamed it from the start, so I don't plan to really sit down and pay attention to the story as much. One thing that I like in the game is that you can actually rewatch a lot of the story elements as you see it. So we'll go ahead and we'll kind of just skip through things. Main thing I want to do is get right to the polling. I have decided that I'm not going to mess around with re-rolling, so we'll kind of see where it goes from there. And actually, right now it looks like it's still connecting to the server. I'm hoping it's not having issues. It was working 2 seconds ago, because it had connected before and was starting, and now it looks like it might have froze. I might have to restart it real quick. Yeah. Oh, went real loud there. Okay. I'm just restarting it, see if that'll fix it there. And of course, right after I tested it works, it disconnects me. Okay, let's see. Server information received. Please log in. Logging into account. Account logged in. There we go. Alright. One thing I'm always afraid of is it's like, for some reason it's on my other email instead of my gaming one. And then I lose my data when I try and log in on my gaming one. So we've already pretty much seen all the story here before, so I'm going to kind of move through it quite quickly. I've played it decent enough amount of time to kind of have an idea what's going on. But it's just basically big multiverse. Your character doesn't really have... It seems like he doesn't have his memories. But... Alright. Yeah, so the male MC... One of the reasons I was wary of re-rolling is just so I didn't lose my name. I didn't know if you had to change it or not every time. Alright. Alright. So we can kind of skip that and get right into the fighting here. Alright, blow through these enemies. But yeah, I definitely want to get Cen Ying. I mean, I've played with her quite a bit on the test server, and she's just great. I've pretty much done most of the event on auto with her as well, when I was on the test server. And then Luke makes it even better. So I'm hoping I can get her quite early in the polls and not go full pity on it right off the bat. But I will also be buying a lot of these stuff in the shop as well, the initial stuff. So that'll help me at least get another guarantee on an SSR. Alright. The crazy thing would be funny though is if my two randoms are the two fire SSRs, then I'll definitely probably have to build up the fire team. Because when I did go over Kairos' kit, it is pretty nice. Even though he isn't I'm not really looking at building around the fire team, but if I get him, I might end up having to. But I'm definitely gonna build the ice team for sure. And you don't even need to really put strategy into this, but I like to kind of get to practice it out here. Alright. Use that against him. I haven't actually really looked at any of their kits yet to really know everything about them. Other than knowing that she's a tank. And I don't even use her at all, just because once I get Freda, I mean, she's basically always my healer and support unit. The only time I use her is when I go through the Nexus, because I try and build everybody up as a leader so I can level up through, to get all the pulls from it. Kind of just rush through the beginning story here. I think we unlock auto here soon, too. Yep, do not let them hit your terminal.
Please deploy defenses.
All right. And see the flying units, that'll be Cen Ying will be the main one that takes care of the flying units. Because he just basically has a drone that flies around and kills them. So she doesn't get like any use at all either. Alright. Now there is the one nice thing about me not re-rolling, is I'll actually get some more units than I was expecting if I did the re-rolling. Because if it takes more than 10 pulls, then I'll at least start with a decent amount. And then get that barrier break. And where are these next ones coming? All right. I'll just let more of them get up here. Gotta watch out, I'm about to run out. I only can do that 2 more times. Then again, these are just all tutorials, so it don't really matter. But that's the one thing I haven't really paid attention to when I was in the test server, is using their skills, so... Once you actually start fighting the boss from the event, you actually kind of have to pay attention to that, because the auto will just blow them when you don't want to. Why is it targeting... Kinda want her to hit the other guy. Oh, easy enough. And the one thing is I do want to start kind of putting guides out on some more of the stuff in the game after I get all my stuff done today. Standard resonance. Oh, this is the one where it's letting you do 1 free pull. This one's predetermined, though. You're guaranteed to get him every time here. Which he's pretty nice in the beginning. Now, I don't think we're going to be able to pull yet. Yeah, because we haven't unlocked the mail yet. Alright. And so this one's just explaining explosion here. When you have fire tiles and you use lightning on it, it blows up. So that's a one good combo you can go with if you get Kairos, is if you want to go the lightning fire direction. I prefer the water lightning, but the really good units for that won't be out for quite a while. That's kind of why I want to start off with ice, and then eventually I'll build up the lightning and water. Okay. Oh, I'm even gonna let her walk up there. All right. Is this a look? The male? No. It actually might be a level that unlocks it. Can't remember when I actually unlocked it in the other game. I might just be getting through the first story missions, which these go quick enough, but... Yep, flying units. Requires aerial. Auto battle is now enabled. And auto battle is really nice when you're doing like the simple content, because the only negative thing about it is it will blow through all your skills down here really quickly, and it'll use it on not the most opportune time. But easy stuff like this, it's fine, because you're just going to want to blow through it anyway. Because I'm not going to run out anytime soon here. Alright. Next one. Alright, that's where you get to use Kairos.
Abnormal energy fluctuations detected. Danger level very high. Stay vigilant.
Alright. And watch the cutscene here for him. Yeah, after I looked at his kit for the video I did on him and kind of went into it, he's pretty cool with the whole transforming thing. And the big thing is you want to try and keep him in this mode. Because if he's not in that mode when you use his non-auto skill, it's kind of a waste.
The terminal is under attack. Please deploy defenses.
Oh yeah, that's just explaining that it puts shields on them when they get knocked down to half health. Alright. Okay, let's go ahead and need that. Clear out some of these enemies a little bit quicker. He's just sitting there. So he can't move yet. There we go. Boss is back. Rerolling, Attic, nah, I actually had decided I'm not going to reroll. I was like, it's not going to be worth the effort. I was having, it was getting annoying trying to get it to work with the emulator and all that, and I was like, it's not going to be worth it. I plan to buy the starting pack, so it's not going to be that big anyway. So once I get through this, I'll be done with it. Plus, I didn't think it'd be that interesting on a stream to have people watch me do this part of the story over and over again. Alright, did I unlock mail yet? I did not. So actually re-rolling would have probably taken a little longer than I would have liked. So when did I start? Yeah, it's already been maybe 20 minutes. There we go. So this is where I would... Okay, it's going to explain that. The quests. Okay. That's going to force me in, but I did unlock mail. So I should have all the starting stuff. Alright. And so this is where you're going to get 100 pulls for the memory trace and the units. The only thing is it's over the course of 30 days, so it's going to take some time. But there's your first 10 right there. You get that. Get all that stuff. So there's another 10. So I got 10 memory trace ones. It's particle. Okay. So if you are re-rolling, let's see. What does it give us here? So I have, yeah, 10 of each. And so the one nice thing is I plan to do this on every single banner as they come out. But I will be... Actually, I don't even know about this one. I didn't see this one on the test server. But you get a 20% discount on the first pull every time. At least on the debut one. So I plan to do that one every time. So let's go ahead and just see what I get here on my first pull. Just make sure I got everything correct there. Yep. Can I get her in 110 pull? I did not. Bunch of epics here, so it's going to show all the new units I get. Hopefully I can get a couple of the 5 stars. Okay, there's one. There's nothing crazy there. Now let's see. Oh, I actually wait, I still have 10. I thought I said I only had... Okay, I guess I can do one more 10 pull. And that was the discounted 2. Oh, those were the limited ones, I guess. Because the ones on the other banner are limited. Ah, still not lucky. Oh, there's an elite. Do I even have enough? Insufficient. Okay. Well, I'll get plenty through the story and some other stuff here, so let's see. The big thing is just making sure I complete everything as I do it. Oh, I already got a friend request here. Alright, leveling ones. So these are the action points you get. We're doing that. So is this going to be just like sort of Convoy where you're going to get tons of this right off the... Oh, rerolling 4x, still no SSR? Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit lower than sort of Convaria, so it will take quite a bit to pull it off. Let me look at the shop here, if they've changed anything that's different from the test server here. So first month only, what is this one given? 150 for 99 cents. And so these are the big ones. I plan to buy every single one of these. And so let's see, this is 150. So basically you can get a random SSR for $10 here, because if you buy this one, it gives you 150 of this currency, and then you just use it right here. And this guarantees you a 6-star Echomancer. So let me see. Can I actually do this? I need to do it off screen though. Make sure I'm not streaming this right now. Alright, let me... And it's actually doing it through Steam, so that'll actually work pretty good here. See how easy this works out with Steam. So I actually don't actually have to enter my information here. I just gotta enter a passcode real quick. Alright. Authorize. Okay, success. There we go. That's actually pretty easy on Steam versus trying to do it on the client side. Alright, so I got the 150, so I can just go ahead and get my first random SSR right now. So I can claim that because I spent some money. If you spend any money at all, you get this one for free right off the bat. And so now I can actually go here. And it's this one right here. So it's going to give me... It's guaranteeing one of them. And so the only negative thing is Cen Ying's not in it since she's the debut, but it is a time stint, so you can actually get a double on this. So let's see how lucky I can be here. I did get a double on the test server with this. Can I get to... I did not. I got it on the last one. I did get one elite here. Okay, Gina's really good for corrosion. Oh, that's perfect. Lorella is perfect for what I want. Alright. So I have Laurel now, so I don't even need to pull on her banner. She'll go really good with Luke and Cen Ying. And then I can use Freda, which if I go back to... So I'm not going to claim this yet, so I can claim this now. And if I get Luke on my other random, then I might go over Long Queen. But we'll kind of have to see what the other random is. Because the other random is on... I don't think I've unlocked it yet. Where is the other random here? Oh, I got another friend request here from Shrike. Oh, got my Laurel and Gina right away, so my team's... Oh man, you did? Yeah, I just got her too, so... And I got Gina on that one, so I do kind of have the corrosion team right off the bat here. So I'm trying to see, is there any... I don't think I've unlocked the other stuff yet, so I kind of just have to push through the story. Oh wait, here's the quest, the phase quests. So you get the random on the 6th one here. Once you get through the 6th one, this one you can push through like within a couple days. And so I'm not going to use the selector until I get that one. So we'll just kind of push through these and get the currency. And hopefully we don't lose the 50-50 on Cen Ying. But I do plan, if they follow the CN banner route, I do know I am going to be able to skip the next 2 units. So that's a month worth of saving up currency. So, I mean, I'll have plenty to get the other units I want, hopefully. Alright. I have no idea what it just told me there. Big thing is I need to unlock the Nexus so I can actually build my teams up. I'm actually surprised it didn't put Gina in my team. How to get Cen Ying without re-rolling? To get her, you just gotta keep pulling on her banner. You were, I believe it's 70s pity. And then you have a 50-50 chance to get her if you hit pity. If not, then you have to go, then you're guaranteed on the next one. So it's actually better than Sword of Convallaria, where you're not gonna lose multiple 50-50s in a row. Now the rates are a little bit lower because it's 1.2% chance, but it's not that, with that not being able to lose the 50-50 and a little bit lower pity, I think the actual odds are about the same. It's just got a lower standard of deviation. So you're gonna have slightly better luck in terms of the pity side of things, but with the lower pull rate, you're gonna hit pity more often. But let's see here. If I want to take a look, if I actually look at it, because it'll actually tell you right on here. It's 1.2% chance, so it's a 2.2 if you take into account pity. And I think it's at... Where is it? Yeah, it's after 60, it starts ramping up your odds by 6% each time, and then around 70 to 75, you're guaranteed. But you should get it way earlier than that, because as it ramps up that rate, I mean, you're going to be at 30, and then 36, and then 40%. So you're going to have really bad luck to get the max pity. And actually, I kind of want to just pull on and go, is there anything else I want to get in this real quick? What does this one come with? So $30 for 30 right there. 8 right here for 10. You know, I should just get all of these. I should just get all of them right now. So I can have all my units right off the bat. Because I know I'm going to buy all these. These are the initial best value ones that everybody's going to want to get. Let's see if it will. Gotta add funds. Was it like $50 worth? Okay. Got that one. Got that one. Oh crap, it just gave me... Wait, I just unlocked another... There's an onboarding gift 2 one there. Alright. Well, I want to get at least... I'm going to get the Freda first. Alright. Oh, did it do it? Oh, it almost let me buy a 2 of her. 77 tickets is hard pity. Oh, you're getting a ton right off the bat. The big thing is going to be about balancing the currency. There is a ton of ways that you get currency in this game. It's not as... It doesn't feel, from when I've played it, it doesn't feel as stingy as sort of Convaria in terms of the currency. Now, they have a different conversion rate because it's 300 per pull. So it's not as easy to convert it, but it does feel like you're getting a lot more pulls on the content. And they're going to have new content coming out about the same rate, it feels like, as sort of Convaria. So I have 3 10 pulls. I forget what the difference is. I don't know. We'll just go with it. See if we get it. Did not get her there. Got 2 SSRs though. Do one more. I should have re-rolled. I mean, it is what it is. I needed Caroline was one that I needed too. Caroline is a good leader for the corrosion team because she has some pretty good buffs on her. Oh man, I still didn't. That's not good. Got a lot of SSRs there though. Almost have enough for the 10 pull. And actually, I think I can get it out of the other one here. So these are the monthly pulls. You'll want to make sure to buy these every month. It's just like the Hoyoverse ones. And I don't think I have enough. Let's just do the next mission here real quick. We'll get enough for another 10 pull and pull on it again. Any redeem code yet? There is the one you got if you did the Discord. I don't know if it's working right now. I seen that there was a bug with it. I do need to probably do it though. And so this one I think is just kind of teaching you that you have water and you can use electric attacks to interact with it, but I don't think I have any electric units on my team currently. Whaling right off the bat. I don't know if you'd call that whaling. It's like I just spent $60 on a new video game. Whaling is if you're spending to max out your units. To me, it's just a light spending at that. But, yeah, I was going to spend regardless. And then I usually taper off. So, like in Sword of Convallaria, I've got everything I really need in that game at this point. And so I probably won't really need to spend anymore in Sword of Convallaria. And I think I've only spent, I've gotten all the battle passes and the monthly, so maybe $100, 150 or so. I haven't spent too crazy on it. And because once your account's kind of settled with all that you want, you really don't need to spend anymore, which is kind of a negative of these games too sometimes, because you'll see the revenue start to go down as people start getting established accounts. And this game does give you a lot of, what do you call it? It does give you a lot of SSRs from just doing the missions and stuff, and ways to actually level them up. Okay, so this is teaching you about the traces here, where you can upgrade them. Yep. Alright, just get through the next mission here. Just need to get one more temple. I think I'm like right at pity now. So. Now kind of one thing though, now that I bought those, I'll have to take a clip of this video for showcasing that, because I am going to do a video on what is the best value things in the shop, which is pretty much all the things I just bought. But we'll look at some of the other stuff as well. Who do I have as my backups? I need to change the team up on the next fight. The balance is not throwing my best units out. Okay, one thing that I've done in the past when it screwed me is it would throw units, all of them that don't have any way to do anti-air, and you just you can't do anything when that happens. That was a lesson learned I had there. No matter how easy the content is, if you don't have people that can attack the air units, you can't do anything. Alright, let's see how lucky I can get. Or unlucky. I think I have enough now. 2,200. I get that one. Plus the other pulls that I have. Should be able to do one now. 2,100, yeah. There we go. Let's see if I can win this 50-50. I got two SSRs. Heck yeah. I'm guaranteed to have her here. Now, am I going to get two of her? Can I get two of her? That's the question, because if I get a first dupe on her, that's really nice for her. Ah, okay. Well, that's good for the fire team there, so I can use her as a tank. I did lose the 50-50, but I did guarantee her right here at least. That works out for me. It kind of sucks that it'd be nice if I got two of her for her first dupe. Alright, so we are done on that banner. We are done with this banner. So I've got actually a fairly good team coming together here. Let's see. Is there anything else I can get back here? Just kind of knocking out everything. So now my main target is going to be... So there's really... Oh, I haven't unlocked memory traces yet. That's the other one I want to pull on. But I have to get through the story for that. Just want to make sure I'm covering everything else. So I'd actually consider this good. Like, if I would have known that I would have had this luck, I mean, this was good enough, like, what I would have gotten on a reroll anyway. Got people adding me. I need to probably put a post out there to get all the friends, because the big thing you're going to want them all for is doing this claim Cen, so you get the friendship medals. Works just like the reputation in sort of Convalaria. And one of the big things you're going to want those for is, in the shop, is you can get these, which these are memory traces you're going to get from the story, and so these are basically dupes for it to upgrade it. So I'll be saving for those for sure. Alright, and I think I've hit everything up. Let's go ahead and do the next mission here. Alright, let's go ahead and change this up. So we want her. Definitely want her. Where is Laurel on here? Why is she so far down here? Oh, she was over here. And then I want my corrosion people is back up, so they'll pair well with her for now while we're waiting to get Luke. And then aiding one, I mean, it really don't matter. That I don't need any of them. Okay. But yeah, off to a good start already. I'm gonna have most of the standard units because I still got to get the random one, and then I'll have my selector I can use. But now that I got her, got the fire tank lady, it's almost like I wanna. If I can get Kairos, I'll be in a good position to build up my fire team, or build up a fire team, even though I didn't plan to go for it. And of course she likes to put herself in harm's way there. And swap her out.
Usable environmental elements can be found in the area.
Switch back to the buff. There we go. See, Fred is just so good. She increases your damage. The biggest thing is she just doesn't do damage herself. And you have hers, which is summoning. Bunch of planes to fly around, shooting everything up. Yeah, hers just an AoE attack. You can watch her ultimate here. Although there is a setting so you don't have to watch this every time or skip it. And you can have it set where it does it one time per day, and then it stops doing it. Victory. I do plan to pay attention to the story in the event when we get to it, just simply because I don't think you'll be able to re-watch that stuff once the event ends. I'm not sure. I do need to unlock the Nexus, though, so I can actually power up my people. Knock out these phase quests. Because, I mean, that's the biggest thing, is getting all those phase quests done so that I can get my other random. Keeps throwing her in the front. Probably should pay attention to where it starts them. Swap her out with her.
しょう。あっちでランド。僕のるつぼがぐつぐつ煮えたぎっています。形をとどめ。
The one other thing about Cen Ying, I haven't actually done her kit yet because I didn't want to actually showcase her at all until the game actually released, but she'll probably be the next unit I go over. But one nice thing about her is she has a lot of uses of her skill, so you're not going to run out really quickly like some of the other units where you only can use the skill like once or twice. Or not once or twice, but only a couple times. Like, look, I could show it here in the next one. What is this talking about here? Memory tracing. Okay, so now it's talking about memory traces. Sweet. Gives me a free one. This one's just scripted. So you can't get lucky on this one. It's just scripted ones. Now there is, with the memory traces, you want to make sure every day when you log in to just get your free one right here. It can't drop an SSR, but you can get the SRs on it. And then I would not use these on them, at least not right off the bat. I think there's a better use for these tokens, or at least with the way you can buy them. Now with this one, okay, I do not. Let me see. So you always want to do at least one pull on these every time, because one, it builds pity and you get that 20% discount. So we'll just go ahead and use our first 10 pulls on here. See if we get lucky with this memory trace. Oh. Holy crap. I did get lucky on the first 10 pull. Although I still think it has the 50-50 in it. Oh, I did get it. All right, this is as good as it could get when I want to consider a reroll. Getting a twofer on the first one after 60 so pulls, and then getting the debut memory trace in the first 10 pull. Now I don't actually know who this is actually good for. I don't know if that's actually good for my current team comp. But let me see. I actually did not unlock what I wanted here, because you can't, after you get your first memory trace, then it gives you basically a selector, and you select which one you want, and then you have a 50-50 chance to get it, and if you don't get it, then the second time you're guaranteed to get it. But I think maybe you have to lose one first. I'm not sure. And then you have the selector after 300 down here. I still need to claim this here, but I need to get my other one. Alright. Okay, I'm knocking out a lot of my dailies here. Getting my levels up. You see, this is a nice thing. It does throw quite a bit at you, and so if you're really conservative with your income you get in this game, you should be able to get all the units you want. Because this one's a little bit different than sort of Convallaria, where you don't really feel the need to get every single unit. Like, you just figure out which teams you want and you can kind of target them. Now the ice team feels like it's probably one of the harder ones because there's kind of back-to-backs there, but I know water lightning, they're kind of spread apart, and the two big ones that'll be coming out aren't actually coming out for like 4 months, so you'll actually have a lot of time for that. But then again, I mean, we don't know if they're going to do the same order, so I could be wrong on that. And actually now, can I just do balanced here? Kind of don't know which ones I need on here yet. Just kind of pick anything for now. Okay, my SSR, which... This is a MST one, okay. We're definitely going to level this one up for sure. Max. But that's one thing I haven't really looked into on the team comps is the memory traces, but I will do videos on which ones are best for them once I kind of get my head completely wrapped around them. But let's see here. I am starting to get into currency to level them up as well. Let's just push through this story. I don't think I'll need to actually do any leveling to get through these first few chapters. Especially with 3 SSRs now. Yeah. Let me see. How can I order these? I always forget the order. I want her there. Should I put her up there? Yeah. Whatever. It don't matter. It'll matter when I get that in-game content. But I need to unlock Nexus before I can even attempt it.
Danger level very high. Stay vigilant.
戦術を練る必要はない
The terminal is under attack. Please deploy defenses.
私のお人形になりなさい我が目に光を残し影をとどめる
Alright.
合わせて
The
あっちれ
terminal
らん
is under attack. Please deploy defenses.
任務完遂
Yeah, a lot of this beginning stuff's just easy fodder missions, but it does pick up in difficulty. For anyone that is wondering on that, it definitely does become where you have to actually think about it, especially when you start doing the bosses. The big thing right now is since we don't have access to the Nexus, we're still in all low-level content.
我が目に光を残し影をとどめる
This one has this. So a lot of them will have these environmental things like this that can put certain elements out in the field. So like the fire hydrant will put water out here. And so then you can have interactions like you can use electricity to stun them with electric shock. I think ice will freeze them. So you'll see that a lot on the maps where there's different interactables to control it.
フレッシェン
But one reason I do like the physical units though is while they don't interact with the elements, there's really nobody that is resistant to them as well. And then there is an ice unit that's coming out that will allow my physical units to do ice damage in the future.
我が目に光を残し影をとどめ
Alright, level 8. I'm getting a lot of action points. I need to just blow through these things. So you don't accumulate them while you're not, when you're above the cap. Well, you do have that overflow that you're building up, but it's not at the same rate. But that was another reason I didn't really feel like re-rolling 2, is so that way, I don't have to worry about being inefficient with my action points.
光の下で相まみえ私のお人形になりなさい我が目に光を残し影をとどめる
Why is she needs to stay in the buff mode.
合わせて死生命なく死中生ありクレッシェン我が目に光を残しご意見はありますライズアップ
I'm just about done with this mission. And so you can see up here some of the little buffs you get from the skills. The big one is Inspire. Oh, my dog's moving around down here. I don't know if you heard him. I think he just sneezed. But the Inspire is a good one for getting a lot of damage increase. I think it maxes out at 20, so you can get 200% damage increase just from that. And you can get different skills from your memory traces that can allow certain amounts of stacks. Did I unlock... Okay. We almost got this SSR. Once you beat... You get an SSR like on, I think, on the first 3 stories modes. Okay, we finished all the dailies. Phase quests. Here. Yeah, because this, you definitely want to push through these as quickly as you can. So that one's going to be 1 there. At least 4 Echomancers. Make sure that one's easy. Now, you do complete the other ones, even though you're not... Like, I'm not in Phase 2, but if I do anything that's required at Phase 2, they will be complete when I get to Phase 2. So it's not like I'm going to fall behind if I don't finish these out really quick. But it's not actually going to hurt either. But the XP is nice, because getting the levels quicker is important. I can do that one. Let's go ahead and get all our SSRs leveled up. So we'll go ahead and run that. What's nice with those two is once you beat these, it's just as easy as sort of Conflaria, where you just do a quick run on it. And it does not require units to do it, so you're not going to get bogged down where you run out of units and you have to use the octopus currency. You can just keep running them. My dog's moving around over here. Just woke up from my lap. He's probably getting hungry. Oh, he's... Hit the mic there. Let me just move it up a little bit so he doesn't mess with it. That might have been pretty loud on the stream. I might lower it a little bit just in case he bumps it again. Because one thing I've tried doing is I was noticing my videos seemed a little low on volume on some of them, so I've actually raised it. It definitely sounds a little bit better from my side, but it doesn't fix me mispronouncing like probably half the names of the people in this game though. Alright, so now that we got that, we can run this as many times as we want. And all of them want these for the first upgrade anyway, so we'll just go ahead and do it. Well, that's good there. Got those. Fred is another big one you want to push up. Okay, that got a couple of these done. Okay. Got a weekly done here. Oh, 800 enemies defeated. You want to make sure to get these as well before the week ends, just because it's a lot of XP, especially for right now at the beginning of the game here. And I do plan to get this battle pass as well. That one and this one, at least for the start, because these are there is a unique SR that you get with the battle pass, and it gives you all the dupes within the battle pass for it. So you'll get the first one, and then as you're going through it, so yeah, you get the memory trace right here, and then you get your first dupe, second 2 dupes, and then your third, and then, or I think that was 4th, and then this one's your 5th and final one, and it maxes it out. Now, I don't think this is going to be better than your SSRs, but you never know because they all have a different variation of the skills on them, and it could end up being a best in slot for a team down the line, so you never know. Now, this one's a TRM, and that's the one I pulled was an SSR over TRM, so I don't know how much use this one will get, but I'll kind of have to figure out what it's good for. All right. Can I actually level this up yet? No, I don't. It requires level 13 for that. So let's just continue the story. This is, I think, our first... Now, this is a boss that I think you fight a lot in the Nexus at the end, and he is I believe he's the one that I fought, and he was a pain in the butt in the Nexus. Well, at least at the higher depth levels. I can't remember if it's random or not. My dog's wanting to go upstairs, it looks like. Yeah, I'll be right back real quick. I'll just let it run, but I'm gonna just run my dog upstairs real quick. Give him to my wife. I'll just pause in a second. I'll be right back.
Omae, 今のすごかったな。シュッシュッシュッって敵を一網打尽にするなんて。
Alright, there we go. Hopefully my wife can take care of him. But he may come just running down here at any point. Alright, okay, we have 2 more missions. We're almost done with the first storyline. I think they're on a timer of when they unlock. I think we can go all the way to story 3. And I believe the rest is on a timer. But that might have been just the... That may have just been the test server, I'm not sure. Yeah, let's go ahead and swap you 2 out. And let's have you actually get behind them. Actually, you don't need to use that yet. And this is where her summon skill comes. They'll take care of those. And when I get Luke, he also takes care of anti-air stuff like that as well. And we do have our ultimate ready to go. Which... Yeah, is he vulnerable yet, though? It did it on its own there. Hello, good night. Question, what is the purpose of the Nexus compared to using the MC? So the Nexus is where you level up. Well, it's basically where you build your leader. I think I unlock it. I'll unlock it here and I can kind of go over it a little bit. But basically your MC is, he's your kind of your default. He gives buffs regardless if he's your leader or not. But having one of the other units as your leaders gives extra skills and buffs to the team. And I could show it here after I finish this. But yeah, ultimately it comes down to the skills, and you're basically your leader is giving buffs regardless if he's your leader or not. And so we'll see that if I can just. Okay, just throw everything we got at him. I believe I unlocked it too. So I should have it unlocked here to kind of show it. At least I believe it's after you beat the first story. So this one's just story. Get that. Return home. Okay, yeah, I did unlock the Nexus. So let's see here. Yeah, so this was going to kind of explain it, but I'll kind of explain it myself. Oh, it's not gonna let me go back. Is it gonna force me to use? Okay. So basically you have your person here that you want you to be your leader. Now let me see if it's... Yeah, it's not gonna let me show it. I'll do it after this first Nexus, because it's gonna force you to kind of do it while it's explaining it. It can get kind of noisy here. I think this tutorial one's pretty short. But effectively, your director can give buffs regardless. And then this person's a leader, and they give all the stats for the team as them as leader. And then they have their own unique skills that they can acquire here in the Nexus. And you'll want to build up 12 leaders, because in the endgame content, once you use someone as a leader in one of the areas, you basically keep them there. And then you have to use someone else as a leader somewhere else. And so one thing people have kind of explained with this too is that it's similar to if you've played HSR, Divergent Universe to an extent, where you're kind of picking your cards and buffs as you're going through it. But it'll be a little bit easier when I'm not being handheld right now. And some of it is like you're just picking, like here, kind of the way I look at it is depending on how you're building them, what stats you need is what you're going to pick. But generally, I just go for whatever's the bigger number in the beginning, because it really doesn't matter until you're getting towards the end game. Okay, yeah. Okay. Yeah, we'll skip the story here. Alright. I mean, I'm not even using her in my teams anyway, so she isn't going to be a leader for me at all. And so one part of the Nexus is that you just get 2 points where you're going through your memory traces. So this is the memory trace itself. And you're going through it, and sometimes it gives you options, and you get to pick what you want. What I found is the best on here generally is going to be skill point pluses, because I find that I'm always running out of available skill points for my skills, and at the end of the game, if you don't have enough skill points for your skills, you have to pick and choose which ones you actually want. But when it comes to the end game and you're min-maxing, that may become different. Your decisions may be different there, because you aren't going to need all the skills anyway. You're only going to pick the skills that really apply to your main team here. And so I'll just do a quick setup here. Okay, it's giving me good enough units.
Abnormal energy fluctuations detected. Danger level very high. Stay vigilant.
Who did I put out there?
指示を待ってるよ。
Am I allowed to? I don't think I'm allowed. Am I allowed to move her? Okay, yeah. It's like, I don't want to use you.
私の出番ですか。いるわよ。どうぞ。戦術を練る必要はない。
I'm gonna right into buff mode, and we're just gonna hit this guy as hard as we can. I don't think it's gonna be hard because it doesn't let you go hard difficulty in the tutorial one.
はい。準備はできてい
I'll
ます。
just hit him with that.
指定場所に到着しました。
Yeah, all these SSRs, it's just melting him right off the bat.
Zoe と化す。
Deploy defenses.
君はどレガート。私の出番ですか。ライズアップ。我が目に光を残し影をとどめ。了解。私を超えられると思うの。形をとどめ。
Terminal is
Zoe
under
と
Alright.
Please deploy defenses.
Oh, we got an AoE attack here. I love her ultimate. It's just a massive amount of damage, and then it's just constantly bombarding them.
ここをもっともっとアンコールタイム。ビートに合わせて。我が目に光を残し。
Offense time.
はい。準備はできています。
Summon on top of him.
いるわよ。どうぞ。
Hit the boss.
想像以上に弱いのね。形をとどめ。ゾウと化す。
Terminal is under attack. Please deploy defenses. The terminal is under attack. Please deploy defenses.
死生命なく死中生あり。アッチレランド。
Alright, there we go. Now, one thing that is nice about this is there is an autoplay feature for this where it'll actually do the whole thing for you. And that's what I pretty much do in the beginning. When it doesn't, you're not trying to min-max at that point anyway, you're just trying to build them up so that you can beat the content.
よかったね。
Okay, so we beat it here.
これ質問なんだけど。
And so here you can see at the skills, we have 751. I think we actually have enough to get all our skills here, so it's just going to take all of them. But if you don't have enough skill points at the end, you'll have to pick and choose, which is what I find myself in every time anyway. So you're... Alright. Now, let's get this done. Oh, my dog ran back down here. Alright. And so the first thing here is which Nexus you actually pick. So when it comes to the Nexus, there's this initial path skills that you can acquire in it, and that's what's going to determine which one you're going to want to do, whichever one's better for your team. Initially, I kind of just run this one off the bat and keep leveling it up because you can get a bunch of pulls off of it. And it's not going to matter until endgame on the skills that much. So you just want to build up your reputation with it. Now, when it comes to your units... Oh, version update. Okay. Yep. Alright, they're telling me about the events. Yep. So when I go to my units here... Or actually, wait. Team setups. So right now you have the director, and it's using just the director's engraving, which is, it's just buffs that your team always has. And so they go up based on what he has equipped. And so you can throw whatever memory traces, and it's mostly a stat stick in this capacity. You're throwing these on there, it's a big stat increase to it, and then you can apply some of your skills from the memory traces here. And so you get the, so like this one, I've applied this skill from Born of Ashes on him. So this one is giving the tactical upgrade after casting active skills or seed skill of the buff summon recovery type. Grants an allied Echomancer 2 stacks of Inspire. The number of Inspire stacks gained through this method cannot exceed that. And so we have that on the director. So he's just an outright... wait, is that a bug? Why is it showing me the female here? That's kind of funny. So it's just a bunch of stuff that you start with on the director. So if you have him in the leader position, you're kind of losing out on the stuff that your other units will have. So we'll take her now that we just built it. And now, so she's my leader, but I still, you can see right here, you still have your director's buff right here. And so you can upgrade him still right there. And with her, when you go into the unit, how do I go to her details? So you can see her engraving skill levels as a leader. And so these are skills that she can acquire when she runs the Nexus that are unique to her. And so she has Solid Shield as one. Upon entering the battle, gains a shield of 40%, 70%, or 100%, depending on what they are. And then she has another one that you can unlock, Refined Healing. Gain 10% extra damage increase when healing an allied Echomancer. And so that's, to me, the main thing when it comes to picking your leader. And then there's a couple other things there. But then you build around them, and then there's an endgame content, which I don't think you can... I don't have it unlocked yet. But there is an endgame mode where there is 12 battles that you have to do. I'm trying to think of what I could compare it to in another game. But it's basically 12 battles. You can almost think of it like MOC in HSR, except they're all about the same difficulty. The big thing is you have to pick a different leader for each one. And so you're going to want to at least have 12 built-up units for it. And what's nice about it is it doesn't mean you have to have 12 different teams. And what I mean by that is, so if I look at my team setup here, I have her as my leader in this case. But so say this is my team that I have built. I mean, this is a bad team comp right here. But if this is my team comp, I can actually build. I can build 7 teams out of this. So she's the leader in one case, and then I can swap it. I don't have anyone else as my leader right now, but if I run Nexus on her and build her up, she can be the leader, and then she can participate in the fight with her as the leader. And so you can do, like, if you have a full fire team of all fire units, you just swap the leaders, and then you can, if you have all 7 of them in there, it's equivalent of needing about, it's kind of hard to, there's 12, and then you can have 7 here, so you almost need 2 full teams to do all of it. Because once you cycle through everybody, you have to pick someone else as a leader. But then again, you can use the same units in every fight. It's just you have to have 12 different leaders, if that makes sense. And it gets difficult enough that you're going to want different people. Oh, my wife's bringing my dog back down here. A second. Let's see if I can... And I'll run the Nexus here on... I want to get Cen Ying leveled up, so let's go and get hers. And then her... So it shows their leader engraving skills right over here. So Cen Ying, she has... This skill increases extra damage by 10%. If the effect is doubled in a dry environment, and it does not stack with another damage blessing part B. One thing you can see here too is when you click the units, or you click these skills here, you can see other places that you can actually get these skills. So if I don't have Cen Ying in my fight, but I want this skill for my team, so if I might... No, my dog's barking at my other one. But so say I want to use, so I'm having Cen Ying as my leader, and then I do another fight, and I'm going to use Freda as my leader in that fight. But I want this skill. Well, I can use one of these memory traces when I build Freda in the Nexus. So when you go in the Nexus, you pick your unit, you pick the memory traces you want, so you kind of look at them here. So I'm definitely going to want Born from Ashes. And then you can, if you hold this, it'll actually pull up the memory trace. And so when you're picking your stats in Nexus, this is going to be the distribution of what you'll get when you're upgrading this one. So you can notice you're going to get a lot of MST on this one, so you're going to be able to build up your MST really quick with this one. And then you can look at the skills that you can acquire while you're doing it. So when it gives you the choices after the fights, these are the different skills that you can acquire. And like you can click this and kind of see where else you can get them. And so I think... So there's some that are maybe more unique than others. Like, so this one right here is only on this memory trace or this one. And I don't own this one, so this is the only way for me to currently get that. But it'll highlight everything you have. And so once you have, you know all the skills you want, and I would use Pridewind. Let me see. Pridewind has a little bit on what's good for what teams. So you can kind of get an idea what are going to be the best skills you have, and then you can look at your memory traces you have, find the skills that you want on them, and then you just kind of mix and match them here based on the skills you need. So right now, I'm just going to go with the balanced route because I don't really care. I'm going to have to run Nexus again anyway when I get her higher level. So I'll just kind of throw whatever I can on here. Let me just max these out though so I get more stats. And as you level them up too, you'll see here, as they get leveled up, the total will slowly level up. I believe it's all the way to level 70 that you'll see, at least on the SSRs. But you can, if you want to see all the stats on them, you can actually go into the Spirit Drive here. Go to the memory traces, go to the details, and these are all the memory traces that are currently in the game, except the one that's on the debut. You have to look at the debut one to see this one, which is the rate up. And you can basically click them and look at the skills there. And so let's go back to Nexus. So I built her up. I've got the memory traces I want. I'm going to level them up. It looks like I'm actually out of currency, so I can't. That's fine. We'll just go ahead and go in with that. Okay. So it starts there. Oh, what is the unlock condition? I do not have full auto unlocked, it looks like. It automates Nexus. Oh, I have to do Nexus 3 times before I can unlock the full auto. That's kind of a pain. And a big thing to get the most amount of your stats, the deeper you go, the more stats and skill points you can get from each fight that you beat. So we'll go ahead and go to level 2. Now it gets more and more difficult the farther down you go. So you gotta be careful there. Eventually you'll start getting beat when you're doing it. And so right here at the beginning, I'm just gonna go over the highest on the stats that I can get. And so then you'll get the option where you're awakening your memory traces, which was that second one on the end, and this shows the skill you're getting there. You can see as I move through this one, this is how I'm slowly unlocking this these buffs here. It's like this one doesn't even give me a choice. It just says you unlocked this skill, and this skill gives you plus 60 skill points, and it gives me Frozen Extension, which is this little buff here. So when applying Frozen, extends the duration of Frozen by 20% and applies 1 stack of Inspire to all Echomancers. So right now I can tell you this is actually a bad memory trace for Cen Ying because she doesn't do anything to she doesn't have anything to do with freezing enemies. So that skill is fairly useless for her, but if you have her in like an ice team, it can be. I don't really care about the story here. And so you just slowly keep moving through it, doing these fights, and picking the skills as you need them. Now I can't really show the auto currently because I don't have it unlocked. I do have a video where I did show the auto in play. But it'll automatically do this. It'll automatically do your upgrading. So like right here, I am upgrading the memory trace Happy Hours. And so right now it's currently Illumination Gain plus 10. So I'll give it an upgrade there. There's really not a choice on this one. But then I'm getting the stat checks here. So it's picking which cards I have, depending on what you have. Kind of depending on what the stats you get. So this one's nothing's illuminated. So that one's not as big on that. I'd rather buff up these. And so she actually, I believe she actually does well with mastery, so I can select that one. Now, they're in the tutorial. Illumination is where you're going to get the bigger buffs, and I believe there's a percentage chance for each card to get illuminated. And then as time goes on, as you're moving through the Nexus, the chance increases more and more as when you haven't gotten it. So the ones that are illuminated stay illuminated until I actually select them. And so you can look, I have just on this. It's moving again through to the second level here. So this one gives me 2 options on this one. And so I can either take a plus 50 skill points with some extra defense, or I can take some mastery and trim. I like getting the skill points at least in the beginning, because it makes it where I can actually maximize what skills I actually have in the game. And we'll just keep going. So, okay, this is another memory trace. So this one is... Oh. This is one of my rare ones. And so this is the skill I'm unlocking here. For every additional enemy within 400 radius of the Echomancer, extra damage is increased by 10%. This applies to my Vanguards, Bulwarks, and Strikers. And I believe, I forget what she is, but all of them will get that benefit from this skill. mental load, it kind of explains it right here what it is, but as you're moving through it, there'll be times where you get the option to reduce your mental load versus get some stats. Just know if you let it get too high, your stats get dramatically decreased, and it makes the Nexus significantly harder. In the beginning, it's impossible to beat it with too much of it. So when you get the option, a lot of times you might want to take it. And so here you can pick whether you want to go to the stat platform or skill platform. Depending on your setup, it'll determine which ones you need. So I'm just going to go with skill so I can unlock more skills. And you're probably hearing my dog in the background. They're playing a little bit. It's a new challenge, so this is just another fight. It's easy enough at the lower levels that you can just do quick setup and let it go on auto on the fight. I mean, but the biggest thing with Nexus is don't worry if it's a little bit confusing in the beginning. Just kind of run it and select the biggest numbers, unlock as many skills as you can, and that'll be good enough until you get to the mid to end game. Because the content's easy enough at the beginning, and you're not going to worry about min-maxing until you're at end game. Dog is wanting to play down here. I might have to get off here in a little bit if she doesn't stop acting up. Alright. Let's see. Yeah, hopefully that, if you want to watch, I have a video actually on it too, and you can watch that, and I show it through the full process of using the auto as well, and then I skip ahead to the end so you don't actually have to watch the whole Nexus. But it gets easier as you do it more and you start understanding it. I mean, the biggest thing with building teams is you don't really have, rather than having weapons that you attach to your units and you build every unit, you just build them up as leaders, and then the rest of your team is kind of tailored around that unit you build as a leader. So your entire team stats is determined by the leader. Actually, I'll move that a little bit closer here. But I do like it. I mean, it's got some complexity to it, but it's not too difficult once you understand it. You just gotta, the hardest part is figuring out what skills does this unit want. And once you know what skills that team or unit wants, you just pick the memory traces that have those skills. Once you have those skills, if you have any leftover space for memory traces, then you go over a stat stick, because you just want to get the maximum stats in whatever stats that team wants. It's going to be nice now that I have actually a decent chunk of the standard units, because I can actually make videos displaying some of them. Okay, so like this one, Born from Ashes. So right now I just got this random skill unlocked from Born of Ashes. So this one is Elemental Half-Life. So upon entering battle, increases elemental damage by 30%, 45%, and 60%. After 15 seconds, this effect is reduced to 50% after 30 seconds. And so this one is applied to Tactician and Support. And so this one, it doesn't give me a choice, so it's just like, hey, you got this skill. Boom. Now, as you can see down here on the skill points here, I have 800, so I have skills that if I want to take all the skills, I need 800 skill points to take all of them, but I've only got 730 available. And so that's where you kind of, when you start getting into these choices where you might want to choose the options that gives you the most skill points. And so this one is a Trace Awakening. It's giving me a choice between two of them, my Thousand's Gate Trace or my Born from Ashes Trace Awakening. And so this one, we've already got the first skill. And so this is just basically upgrades to it. So you can kind of look at the end to see if you want to work your way through it. So this one is for every additional enemy within 400. So this one's giving you extra damage for your vanguards, bulwarks, and strikers for additional enemies around you. So the more enemies you have around you, the bigger the damage increase. So this one, after casting an active skill or seed skill of the buff summon recovery type, so that's good for Cen Ying. Grants all allied Echomancers 2 stacks of Inspire, the number of Inspire stacks. So this one's going to be really good because it gives Inspire. I will say that this one, this skill here is actually one, I believe it's on Luke. If you watch my Luke video, this one is actually built into his kit, so you wouldn't even need this trace if you have Luke as your leader. But I definitely want this one because Cen Ying is a summon unit, so I definitely want that for sure. Oh, and it looks like I'm leveling up this one anyway. I'm going to go with the skill point option here because I'm still behind on skill points there. Don't really care about the story in here. So we got another encounter here. And I can just kill these guys real quick. The one thing I did find is the Nexus is actually really hard for some of the more support type units because they're not as good at actually killing the enemies. But you'll of course want to build them up as leaders too for the endgame content, so you can still use them. And so, okay, so I'm starting to get a lot of things illuminated here. So Mastery is definitely looking like a good one here with those two. Some more skill points. So I've just acquired this skill. Dealing physical damage increases extra damage by 10%. So that's good because Cen Ying's physical. So boom, that's a good skill. And we'll go to the skill platform. Okay, so we're going through this one now. Really no choice here, so we just take what we get. Okay, so this one's giving a choice skill points versus some stat sticks. Yeah, I'm way behind on skill points, so I'll go with that one for sure. Okay, we're moving through that one again. Reduce our mental load. Okay, so we hadn't seen the story yet, so it's going to force us to look at it there. Upgrade. Okay, nice amount of defense right there. Yeah, go over the skill points. Okay, so this one, a memory enhancement. So I can either increase the memory enhancement here or move to this one. And this one's gonna give me more skill points. I'm just gonna go with it for the skill points alone. Okay, Trace Awakening here. AoE damage is increased by 10%. That's the fire one versus this one. By knocking back a target. Yeah, this one sounds better. I'll go with that one. Okay, oh, here's a choice where you can reduce mental load versus upgrading. My mental load is only 30 at this point. So 31 through... So I get increased 10% damage there. If I go all the way to 70, stats unchanged, so I'll definitely go with the upgrade over that. So I just unlocked another skill. Okay, so this one's you choose. Do I want MST or do I want TRM? I definitely want MST because Cen Ying, I believe, gets more benefit from MST. Mental load still 30. We're going to upgrade. Upgrade stat increase, so just a default stat increase across the board. Another story here. Another event. And I can kind of just start pushing through this a lot quicker now. So I'm going really slow on it. But once you kind of have an idea what you want, you'll be able to move through this really quickly. This isn't normally how slow it goes. Going to depth 7. And so you can kind of actually down here in the left, well, my camera's in the way, but down in the bottom left, you can see your current, I don't know if you would call it a level. It's like your leadership level. It goes all the way up to like SSR 25. So it starts, I think, at like C1, then you go to C25, then it goes to B, then it goes to A, all the way up to SSR as you're leveling them up through this. And so the farther and more stuff you can unlock on here, the higher that gets. Alright. AoE versus... I'll take this one. Man, I'm way behind on skill points here. I only have 1890 available, but I have enough skills that cost 3450, so I'll have to make some choices at the end on what skills I want. Do I want attack versus I want attack? But in the beginning, they're gonna be weak in the beginning. So you're gonna run this multiple times until you get that perfect build with at the end game top levels. And you can save multiple builds of them too, so it's not like you can have multiple builds from the Nexus for the same unit, depending on what you're wanting to use them for. So mental load is actually 0 currently, so we don't even need that. Okay, we just got some more from that. Go through skills. And I believe this is the final battle here currently in the Nexus. Alright. Let's get you off the field, put you out there. The game should be able to handle this. But the nice thing is with the full auto on Nexus, it does the fights and everything for you too. And when you do full auto, it does let you kind of pick and choose how you want it to make decisions. Like, you can say to prioritize this stat or prioritize skills. And so, I mean, it's pretty nice on how the auto works with that. But it's never going to do as good as the human doing it. But, But I'll have to make sure to run the Nexus again tonight after I get off, so that way in future streams I can just have it auto it.
Abnormal energy fluctuations detected. Danger level high. Stay
Okay, anti-skill. Okay, we're at the very end of this one. Okay, this is that Inspire one, so I definitely want that one. Yeah, we want that one for sure. We're at B15 currently. Thought I was close to done, but I guess not. My dog's playing with the toy in the background. Now, so one reason I'm kind of slow on videos sometimes is because these dogs don't like to be nice and be quiet from the industry. So when I'm making the videos. Okay, maybe this is the final fight. One thing you can do, yeah, this is the final fight. And one thing you can do is if, now it's not giving me the option here, but I think if you fail it, then you can decide to skip it. It's not like if you fail this mission that you fail the entire Nexus. You can just skip it and you just won't get as big of a stat increase at the end. So that's a little nice thing there. It's not like you just lose that entire run because you couldn't beat the boss.
danger level very high. Stay vigilant.
Like when I was getting to like the depth level of I think 13, this guy was just wrecking my team. Go full buff mode.
Terminal is under. Please deploy defenses.
私を超えられると思うの？
Actually, when I was doing this before, I actually didn't have her, so I didn't have a good tank that can take a lot of the hits.
リズムを変えれば違う景色が見えますよ。
God, he is wrecking my terminal, though.
進みましょう。
I need to move her. Can I get him to turn the other way?
想像以上に弱いのね。
Alright, let's go ahead and... Actually, I don't want to do the ultimate yet. Shoot.
我が目に
Their things aren't available yet.
影をとどめる。
The auto is not using these in a perfect time to use them. I mean, it's gonna wreck everything, but I would have preferred to use this on the boss.
像を溶かす。光の下で相まみえる。アルチレランド。私を超えられると思うの？
Okay, so I've got 2 big damage buffs I can do as soon as the boss is available again.
像を溶かす。
Oh,
わかりました。
let's go ahead and... Let's take care... Oh, they're already being taken care of right here. Yeah, those guys are already doing it.
指定場所に到着しました。我が目に触れ、光を残し、影をとどめる。音楽は見えずともそこにある。形をとどめ、像を溶かす。想像以上に弱いのね。
Alright, getting those guys down.
光を残し、影をとどめよ。クレッシェン世の先は立ち入り禁止。死生命なく。
Hopefully we can survive through the next section. I think we're going to, because they're not doing that much damage at all to me.
形をとどめ、像を溶かす。
Okay, Oh, he just came in and... He just wrecked somebody. Who did he kill? Oh, he killed Freda. That's not good.
指示を待ってる。私を超
I
え
need to...
チレランド。指示を待ってるよ。
A heal here. I need to have her get on the other side so he's not hitting the terminal directly.
形をとどめ、像を溶かす。
Oh, like they finished him anyway. But yeah, he is really hard at the end. You're gonna want to when you're doing the higher difficulty depth.
どうですか？
But man, we got a ton of skills we're not gonna be able to take. Get our last little bit of buffs here, and then you can unlock some story parts for the person you're running through this.
今すぐここでの発見を記録しないと。
Okay. So, 1 collectible obtained, depth level 9. So here's where you can select your skills. So we got ourselves 3042 available. Here's all the skills we collected in there. And so we cannot actually take all of them. And so this is where you would pick and choose what you want. You can use the recommended, which in the beginning, that's what I've been doing, just picking the recommended. Once I get to endgame, then it'll start becoming really picky in what I actually want. But yeah, that is pretty much the Nexus. It seems confusing at first, but it's really not. Kind of shows you your build here. I got her to be 18, 3207. I click continue, and then we'll go here. And so I've got some reputation there, so here's some more pull currency. And then you can run this based on how much spirit you have. You'll get 1 spirit a day. You can increase your spirit with these spirit enhancers, which you'll get a ton of them in the beginning. And And so the total engraving rating right here is something over here that as you do different units, it'll take the total of all of them put together. So this is why you're eventually gonna run the Nexus on every single unit. Because, oh my god, my dogs are getting crazy over here. But you're gonna slowly build these up, and they'll slowly unlock more and more until you get to like SSR 25. And so there is a ton of XP in here. There's polls, tons of poll currency. So you're going to want to run it and everybody to just get all this extra stats for your team. Oh, I guess I have to click it multiple times here. Let me try and just growling at each other over here. I got another level, so some more action points here. I'm way over capped on it. Oh yeah, I unlocked this SSR for completely level. This is the first SSR you can unlock from just doing the story missions, and you can actually completely max that one out through. If you, why is it making me go here? Oh, I guess it's going through the seed tutorial here. And so this is another thing where you have kind of like these tech points. If I want to compare it to sort of Convallaria on this one, for anyone that plays that, this is almost like your tactical skills, where you're just kind of buffing your units outright. So let's see, terminal, it's going to want us to do research 1. And so you unlock the training room. And so there's these other little currencies that you're going to get you're going to need to use for the training. So if I go back here, so I have the training room right here. I can select my unit. So we'll put Cen Ying in there. And so this is just a way to slowly increase some passive stats on them. So this will be for vitality. Need that currency to get it. And now she's learning it. And so you accumulate these. Oh, let's go over the basic R&D here. So this is where you work on getting the currency, and then you can assign Echomancers. I just always do auto assign here, but they apply certain buffs to the factory here. And so if I auto assign, confirm, so she's on there. So her little buff is in basic R&D, time consumption 10% during Shift A, and she's just making it where you get this currency a little bit quicker. And you're going to need newer, more advanced currencies as you level up their passive stats here. And then they take longer and longer to actually acquire. Like these first ones are not going to take long at all. And then you can just auto-assign all your people to the different factories through here, rather than having to go into them individually. I've been just using auto-assign. It seems pretty good at doing it. Until I start getting to the longer time periods where it's going to take a lot longer on these stats, I'm not too concerned about min-maxing, because like right now it's only going to take 30 minutes to get vitality level 1 on her. Alright. But yeah, it's just basically passive stats that you can get for your team there. I mean, I'm going to have to restart here in a second because it keeps bugging me every time I leave. I keep getting these friendship medals. Actually, have I unlocked the club yet? I do not think I have. Okay. Defeat that. Okay, so we got the last one of those done. So I actually have completed one of my leakies. Okay, so tea time's another one here. Now, this one is, there's really not too much to this. It's just one big thing I've noticed from the tea time, which do I have it unlocked yet? Is it's basically like you're bonding with the different units. You can, one of the big things you're going to get from it is, like if I go back to the Echomancers here, you slowly bond with them while you do combat with them as well. But a lot of it is under, Yeah, it's, I believe, is it here? Yeah, under the archives, you have, as you level them up through the bonding, so there's a lot of pull currency in the units. So you can get a ton of currency here as well through bonding them. And then you'll also get memory fragments from... let me see, how do you get the memory fragments here? I think it's under, is it right here? Yeah, okay, milestones. So, obtained her, I'll get this one. And so these crystal plates, as you unlock them, are going to be for leveling them through this potential exploration. I haven't unlocked it yet in this game, but it's just another way to add some more stats and bonuses to your teams overall. This one is going to be a little bit harder to level up because it has a more premium currency that you can't just grind a crap ton of it unless you want to spend money. But, so you'll kind of want to be picky on that kind of stuff. But you can, as you can see here, you unlock some other little things in here as well, I believe. Like when you get to the 4th milestone, you unlock a better background for her. But the main thing is, if you don't really care about some of that stuff, the reason you want to bond with them is just so you can level up through this. Now, these memoirs here that you can get in tea time, they are very specific drinks setups that you have to do with them. I don't know if Pridewind has updated their site yet. Let me actually see. I don't think they have the tea time guides up yet. Oh, wait, they do. Oh, man. So yeah, you can actually go to Pridewind and it's right there on the menu, the tea time. It tells you what exactly you need for their drinks. So let me see if it has, do they have Cen Ying on here? I can kind of show that. There's so many units, they may want to make it easier to find them. Oh man, it has all of them, including units that haven't released yet. To do a search. There we go. Okay. So yeah, on Pridewind, you'll just go on there. Go into tea time here. Oh, it tells you what's the one that gives you the best score, and which ones are memoirs. Okay. We'll select her. And go over a drink. And so the memoirs, it tells you what they are here, but I think you're supposed to kind of do like a guessing game on this. So Courage to Try. So I can look on the website, Courage to Try here. So what it wants is Colin's Cup. Oh, this may be translated from the Chinese because it's glass here, but it says cup there. So it might be a little bit harder because I was using the Cen website for doing this, and some of the translations don't translate very well compared to how they are in game. So it wants that one, a ginger cocoa, and then extra ice, coconut milk, coconut jelly, and then classic skewer. And then if you get it right, then you will see up at the top achievement complete for doing it. And even though it's a memoir item, he doesn't really like it, so you're not going to get the biggest bonus on it, but you want to finish off all of these memoirs first before you are just wanting to push up the bonding. And so I got the experience there, leveled them up to level 3 on that. And so you can basically do that with all your units. You're going to do it 3 times a day, so it's going to take a lot of time to bond with the units, so you're going to want to pick pretty much your favorite ones in the beginning. But I'll take care of the rest later there. I don't think people want to watch me kind of look that up. Let's see. So, okay, so that was that one for that phase. Complete M1. Oh, some more. Complete M1 basic order and free trade once. Okay, so we'll just go ahead and knock that one out. Now we have a... So she's B18. And so as you can see, as I made her my leader, it showed everybody's stats on my team go up. And so let's see here. Where the heck is Laurel? Oh, is she already a member? Oh, she's a member over here. I got Freda. Okay, I think that's good enough. I mean, these are fairly easy. I mean, it's just like the... I don't know if it gets to like really difficult when you get to the last ones in the end game, but these ones are super easy. And then once you've beaten it once, you can just do the quick battle. You don't have to do it every time. So it's really easy to actually do all your dailies in this game. It only takes like 5 minutes if you want to rush through and just burning your action points so you don't let them overcap. Now, right now in the beginning, it's going to be hard to not be overcapped because the game is just throwing you action points, like a ton of them. I feel like I'm getting more action points than I got in Sword of Convallaria in the beginning. Let me move that back a little bit. Look over it. Alright, so we got that one completed, so that I should completely finish off phase 1. Okay, we got that, so you can claim this main rewards here. Dogs are acting up over here. Alright, so we're on phase 2, so you can see I already had some things completed, even though I hadn't unlocked it yet. And so, I mean, the big reason you're wanting to get through all these phases is just so you can get that standard random. And I would not, so even if you do your first pulls, I would not use this selector until you get your random. Until you get your random from this. Unless there's a unit that you want to get a dupe of. Like, some of them have really good dupes. Like, I will say, like, if you want to go the fire side with Kairos, getting a dupe of him will actually be really good for him because his first dupe is really nice. But other than that, I'd rather have more units in the beginning, so I'd want to wait until I see who I get from my selectors. And then here, you will eventually get all of these, so you can just pick whichever one you kind of want, because every 10 levels, you unlock another one of them. And so the unit that I'm probably going to be... Just go with that one. Get some new units there. Is there one other thing I want to do? Oh yeah, another one you're going to want to do is when you run the Nexus, you want to at least run it once a day for these Nexus dailies. And because you have these 2 selectors you'll have here. Once you've done, after 7 days have gone by and you've done it 7 times, you get a selector on an SR unit. And my advice on this one is even if you have her already, you absolutely want to pick Freda, because you want to get her to at least 3 dupes. So unless you get like super lucky and you get all the way to max dupes on her, I would just pick her over this selector. Especially if you're not willing to pay the 99 cents to get her, which some people don't want to do that. If you don't have any of her, absolutely the best pick on there. And then here you'll get to pick any of the SR traces once you've done it 14 times. And then you have this little event here, another way to get just over 10 pulls. I mean, there's a ton of content in this game, and I'm going to do a video on pretty much everything there. I'm guessing someone on the forums will eventually post the expected currency, but it definitely feels like a lot more than we got from Sword of Convallaria. So let's see. So now it's wanting me, I think, to do the next story mode. Complete story episode 2. Do that one. Upgrade memory trace beneath the deception obtained as a reward. Yeah, so I have to get that one. Oh, that's the one we already got. So this one just wants me to upgrade it. Easy peasy. And so... complete E1. Alright, we can do that one. That one's an easy enough. Alright, here. And it is nice that it does show you your Inspire stacks up here. So you can see that 10, I think we only can get up to 10 because I think I only have one skill that gives it currently. And it's the one that was attached to the SSR that we got. But that'll increase my damage by 100% once it's maxed out at 10.
形をとどめ像と化せ私のお人形になりなさい我が目に触れ光を残し影をとどめよ今回の調査で得られたものは
Alright, so I got that one done.
メモはちゃんと整理しておかないと
Upgrade any memory trace vitality 1 to 20. Okay, so I just need to level any of these. Boom. Easy peasy.
メモはちゃんと整理しておかないと
And let's see. Su Exio Seed Skill reaches level 2. That one's an easy one. That is just that, because it already gave me a dupe. Ascender to S2. That's another easy one.
この材料がまだ余っている
Okay, so we have some new currencies here we need to go and farm, and there's a tons of different ones of these. The nice thing with these is you'll get some more pulls, some XP, so you're going to want to run these even if you don't need the currencies, just because you can get that XP, because the big thing you're wanting to do in the beginning is just level up so you can unlock more of the content.
仕事モードに切り替え中我が目に触れ光を残し影をとどめよ
And my dog is going nuts. Hopefully I can get him to relax here for a second. Got too much energy. He was sleeping all day when my wife was working.
形をとどめ像と化せ我が目に触れ光を残し影をとどめよ共に進みましょう
Alright.
クラッシェン
What's nice is all these units have like anti-air in it, so these battles with the anti-air, they just wreck them real quick.
我が目に触れ光を残し影をとどめよ今回の調査で得られたものは
Right, got that. I need one more of them, so I can just do a quick fight there. Okay, got 4. I'm gonna go get this one now.
少しだけ緊張して
Alright.
この光景何度見たことか私のお人形になりなさい
You might be hearing my dog in the background a little bit. He's sitting on my lap, but he keeps trying to bite at me.
光を
He's moving around a lot.
影をとどめ目標が指定場所に到着しましたあっちでランド
Enemies cannot be killed. Okay, so this is just explaining. So this is like a zombie state. So you kill them, and they're basically around to keep attacking for a little bit until they officially die.
金は予想より楽
There is actually a tutorial which gives a lot of pulls as well. It is kind of slow though, so I don't want to run it on stream, but I can go ahead and show it after this. But the tutorial will go over like all these different mechanics, like the zombie status, a lot of the interactables that you'll see and all that.
形をとどめ像と化せ行け風の行く方へ光の下で会い今回
All right.
得られたものはそう
All right, level 13. I'm gonna guess that when it comes to the levels, you should start hitting this. If I remember it, you'll start slowing down around level 20s. Like you'll be able to have a big push to 20, 25-ish with all the stuff you get in the beginning, and that's when you're kind of having to get into the daily grind a little bit. I think around level 25 is when I was 25 or 30 is when I was able to finish off all the phase quests. So it'll take a couple days to get it, but as long as you use all your energy, you should be able to. Okay, so I got her to 2. So I gotta do the story. Equip 5 level 20 traces on the director's engraving. And so that director's engraving is... So I go to my team here, go to my director. Better engravings available. Adjust. Oh, come on. I don't want him as the leader. Yeah, you just click adjust there. Okay. I kept clicking. I just wanted to click adjust. So let's see. Main traces. So... Yeah, we definitely can swap this one out for that one. Oh, which... That one's already level 20. 20. Do I have an SR in this one? No. So we just need to level that one up to 20. Ooh, I'm low on currency for that. Let's go ahead and run that one. So we can get some more currency. Question: which refugees are you guys from? AFK Journey? So, well, my last game that I played or did videos on was Sword of Convallaria. I'm still playing Sword of Convallaria. I mean, I think I'm currently playing 6 gacha games right now. I did play AFK Journey a little bit, but I couldn't really get into that one too much. The main thing I think with that one, I didn't feel like I wasn't. Let me see if I remember when. I don't remember when it came out. I don't think I was making content right when that one came out too. Because at some point, I'm gonna buckle on how many games I can play. Because I know that there's like a good 5 games I know that are coming up that I'll be playing. Like I know Girls Frontline 2 I'm gonna be playing when it releases. Neverness to Everness, Project Mugen, Azure Premilia, and who knows what else will be announced at some point. But if you are from Sword of Convallaria, this game's actually a really good game that I feel like it kind of fits a lot of the same stuff that it has, except it's a little bit faster paced. But you still have to make decisions like when you click your unit. It slows time down. It's not completely active. But yeah, like Strike's saying, SOC right now, it's just, we're at that point where it's been a few months and now it's just a daily grind. New units come out every 2 weeks, there's new events. So it's just, yeah, your daily grind on that game. Okay, so I should be able to level this one up. Okay. So that one completed that phase quest. I probably should close this and update. Who knows, maybe there's a bug that's giving me extra currency and that's what they fixed. And I got something. I just click all these to get rid of the red dot. Oh, I'll have to claim that later. One thing that kind of is annoying is I have red dots in like everything because I'm too lazy to look at some of the stuff that I have to click through a bunch. You want to make sure to get your achievements done though. There's a lot of pulls in here, and then eventually you have your dupes here. So this is a dupe for that one memory trace that you can get. But the big one, where is it? There is a free unit right here. once you get your lounge to a coziness of 4,000, you unlock boss, he's a 1-star, but it's a cat that can use in combat, and I think he actually fits into certain team comps. Kind of burnt out on SOC waiting for Homa and Tear, but just boring daily. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the same thing. I'm not, like, I haven't been pushing the hardest of the hard content anymore because I don't really feel like I need it at this point. So I just, on the daily ground. And I'm not trying to min-max anymore. It's kind of working out pretty good that way without trying to min-max anymore. Now, when Tower of Adversity comes out for SOC, it'll be a little bit different because there is kind of a leaderboard aspect to it. And if you can get to a high enough point on it, you can unlock an extra random legendary weapon, or not legendary, signature weapon. So you'll get a random one of the signature weapons for one of the units coming up. But I am thinking that after Tear, I might actually skip the alternate Raiwa, Pamina, and Tristan, if it does the same order, just because I don't really feel like I need them, even though they're really good. And I kind of want to just save a bunch of currency to find like a character that I really like, that I can like get a max 5-star of their signature weapon. But we'll kind of have to see. By the time we get to that point, there'll be like another 3 units released on the CN version. But I think the majority of the people that watch my channel are SOC, because it's pretty much the only content I've had except this game. Playing ZZZ, Wuwa, R1999. Yeah, I'm playing Zenless Zone Zero and WoWa as well. Wuthering Waves is great. I think, actually, if I'm not mistaken, I think the next update's tonight. I need to knock that out before I get off, before the end of the night. I could probably do the polls on stream if people wanted to watch that. Because I do want to get, what's her name, Camellia, I believe. Planning on dropping to 3 games by the end of the year. Oh yeah, it definitely gets tough at a certain point. And Zenless Zone Zero is, they have really good units coming out. I wouldn't drop that one until you get the handle on My Abby, because she looks really good if you're someone that looks at leaks. Yeah, like an hour or 2. Yeah, I might actually get off here in an hour to do that then. I don't know if I'm going to be able to stay on stream that long. I didn't know they're not out yet. But I don't really get any views on the bigger games like Wuthering Waves and Zenless Zone Zero and that, just because there's too many other big streamers playing those games. So I just kind of do them in my free time. Now I'm hoping by the next time, the next Hoyoverse game that comes out, I'm going to make content on that game so I can get into it at the beginning. But for now, I don't really do much with them currently. I have thought about in Honkai Star Rail, when 3.0 releases, starting making content in Honkai Star Rail to kind of see. Because that game's fairly simple to keep up with. I'm definitely not dropping Star Rail. Let's see. Okay, man, I got so much action points right now, it's crazy. Oh yeah, I forgot. One of the other things here, make sure there are daily gifts in here that you can get. I think I already got the first daily free one. But there's a daily free that you can get that gives you like an extra boost of energy. And then I do plan on buying these. I don't really need them right now because I don't need the poles. And then depending on my luck, I might buy some of these monthlies as needed. But I don't currently need them right now. Actually, let me get another one of those. Definitely want to make sure I get these before the end of the month. So I may do some more polls on the memory traces just to get more of these currencies. But I'll have to kind of actually look at the memory traces that I need for my physical team before I poll for them. I'm trying to think if there's anything I'm missing here. Alright. Complete Team 1 in a tutorial. That's easy. And so these are the tutorial missions here. And it just kind of gives you a tutorial on a lot of different concepts in the game. So this one's on projectiles. And it gives you the units to use. It's just showing, hey, these are projectiles. You can shoot them out of the sky. And that's what Cen Ying's really good at as well.
見る目がありますね。真打ち登場。
Strike, no way I can pick Wuthering Waves, HSR, and ZZZ back up again, not with Starseed. This game's gotta review Haze Reverb, and then never touch it again, and then waiting for Girls Frontline Tune. Yeah, Haze Reverb, I was going to play that game, but then when I seen what happened with, what's his name? I think it's Seth, what is it? Seth, Loot, and Waifus, where he got demonetized for being his content having too much sexual content on it. And I was like, I might avoid Haze Reverb right now. Girls Frontline I'm not going to be too worried about, but Haze Reverb, the gameplay doesn't look too good, and I was like, I ain't even going to waste my time with it. And it's only phone game. I would have to play it through emulator. What does it want? Oh, okay. Yeah, it's wanting me to do that. Saving for Herta. Oh yeah, absolutely getting Herta. The one thing I have not actually gotten yet is a good AoE for Pure Fiction. I've been just making it work with my Acheron and Kafka Black Swan combo. But yeah, Herta's going to be amazing. Just based on, I mean, it seems like they're really going to make their Emanator units really good. What'll be funny is when you compare Herta with her 4-star version, so her 5-star and 4-star.
大受けでしたね。
But yeah, my only ice DPS I have is Jing Liu, and so she'll be really good. I haven't used like Jing Liu in forever. I use Acheron for pretty much everything, at least one side, and then I have Kafka Black Swan for anything that they're going to be really good at, and then I have Firefly if I just need, like for MOC, I'll use my Firefly combo for that, because the nice thing about Acheron and Firefly is they can implant, or they can do damage to both whatever their weakness is, and so they can clear pretty much everything. Pure Fiction is the only thing I struggle with right now. And I can usually max out Pure Fiction, but getting the 5-star Herta is going to be amazing for it. If you pulled Cen Ying in one multi, do I start pulling on the Rel banner for the 30 summon collector? It's kind of up to you. When it comes to the pulls, like I actually kind of really lucked out and I got both of them. But so these ones are ones that you can get when you lose a 50-50. Now, from what I do understand, I haven't seen it, but it's going to work like Sword of Convalaria, that once her banner ends, she will enter the standard pool to be able to be gotten from a lost 50-50. So if that's the case, you can almost think of this one is kind of similar to the Destiny banner from SOC. And so yeah, if you want Laurel, she'll be a good one to throw some on. I don't know if they share pity. Let me actually see. Does it tell you what your pity is? Where am I? So I don't know if it actually shows pity on this one. I'll actually have to look it up, but I do not know if they share pity. But Laurel's actually really good for the Corrosion team, so I'd say if you want her, and she works really well with she can be your tank with your physical team as well in the beginning. And so, yeah, I'd say go for it. There's no reason not to. One thing that you will see, that you will have to use pulls, because these ones here that you get in these 30 days, they are limited. And I don't know if I have any left. Let me look at my inventory. I think I've already spent all my limited ones. Yeah, I've already spent all my limited ones, but I think it's like 45 days that you have to use them. So you will have to use them within like 3 banners. But yeah, it depends. If you got it, I would do it just because it also will give you a good mix of some of the other units as well. Because I was originally going to re-roll to get her in one try, and then I was just like, you know what, screw it. I'm just going to pull until I get her. And then I just got really lucky with I bought the the random standard, and I got her on it, because I was going to probably pull on hers a little bit to try and get her. Because I do plan to skip the next 2 units if they follow the CN version, because I think they're both the They don't fit into the teams that I'm wanting to build in the future. So I think having to have pulled on all these actually worked out really well. I will say that once you get to 30, do not make your selection yet. Just hold off. You don't have to make it. I would wait until you finish the phase quest and get your random selector here, because it'll give you one of them at random, and then you can kind of make your decision. Now there's a couple of them that the dupe's really good, so if you want to get a dupe, go for it. But it just really depends on the teams you want to build. And then J-Bug, it's better to save for a new archetype and then save min-max the old 1.2. Oh yeah, definitely. I was originally going to go to E2 on my Acheron, and I was like, never mind, I ain't going to do that. Now I need to pull for him, but I did not get Adventurine because I originally thought JQ was going to have the healing from the leaks. So I will be pulling for Adventurine, but I'm not actually going to get dupes on Acheron. I'm just like, she's already dominant enough as it is, and then we're just going to get better units anyway. And my dog has got a plastic bottle he's playing with. That's what you're hearing in the background, if it's picking it up. I don't know how much it's picking it up, but it's pretty loud to me. But let's see. But yeah, like right now, since I'm skipping, I won't be able to do too many pulls for a while. Now, I will say every time we get the new banners, you do get a discount. I will be doing the discounted pull for sure every time, though. Okay, so let's see. Where was I on here? At least 3 Echomancers reach S2. We can knock that one out real quick. Want to get her to S2. Oh, I haven't done that one yet. Okay, go ahead and start. Now I will say, strategy does become required down the line, so don't think the game is easy where you can just leave it on auto for every fight. Once you start doing the event, you'll learn that with that boss there. Lingsha stonks are getting higher. AoE break, follow-up, and next summoner. Yeah, I skipped Lingsha. I was debating on whether to get her versus Adventurine for my Acheron, because I already have Gallagher. But since I have Firefly, I needed to make a decision on whether I wanted my Gallagher to just go with Firefly or go for Adventurine, because he can do more debuffs than Lingsha for my Acheron. So I'm just going with Adventurine to kind of finishing off my follow-up teams. But yeah, I will be getting Sunday for his summon buffs, and we'll kind of see what we get. But I may pick up Lingsha when she comes back. It just really depends. I have to see what the next meta. I may end up skipping summon meta. I will be getting Sunday, but I may end up skipping summon meta anyway, because just save up for the next one, because it seems to just jump from one to the next. You can save up and get some, because I want to get all the light cones, because my account's so good at this point. I want to make sure that I always have enough to get the light cones for the units I get. But yeah, it is getting, it is crazy with some of them. But who knows, we may get another healer that works really good with the summon meta as well. Alright, so I got her, so I need to get one more to S2. Let's take her next. Oh, we gotta do a lot of these. At least I'm gonna be able to burn through some of this action points, because I want to make sure I have none left over by the end of the day. But, yeah, the one thing is, I did skip, what's her name? The Hunt character, Fiao, or however you say it. She was really cool, and I'd really like to get her, but the big thing is, I really didn't want to use the pulls on her. because I knew I needed to get adventuring anyway. I was thinking about it, but I decided against it just to kind of wait to see what's coming up on leaks. But I think I have like 300 or 400 pulls right now saved up in HSR. So I'm sitting in a pretty good spot. I mean, depending on how broken Herta ends up being, if she's like an Akron level in her abilities, she, like, with her E2, she may be someone I pull over dupes, but we'll kind of have to see. Because my favorite units in these games are not only the ones that are overpowered, but overpowered lore-wise. I mean, that's why I really liked Akron, because not only was she very OP as a character in, for the actual game, but lore-wise, she's just broken as well. I think I'm gonna need a few more of these. That should be enough. And this one we can already do. And the next quest done. I might need a restart. That thing's gonna get annoying going back and forth. Complete a chat session on Chatmore. Alright. You know, I never really messed with these in the test server. I don't know if you get anything with these. I need to actually mess with the chat session, see if you get anything like you do in Star Rail. Sunday has no use in my team since I don't have any summoner DPSs, and Robin and Bronya and Sparkle already suffice. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of the situation I'm in. But one thing I skipped Robin, and then I was like, I'll pick her up on the second go around. To me, I pretty much always get all the nihilities and all of the harmonies. And even if I'm not going to use them, just because they're the most broken units kind of in the game. And I don't want to miss out, like, if a really good unit that wants them comes out. Because I'm almost certain there's going to be a broken unit that comes out that Sunday is good for. Just because he's good for the current ones, he's going to be good for future ones as well. It's going to be a pain, though, because I'm going to get him and Cen Ying. So... and Cen Ying will at least be really good for my Firefly team. So I definitely have to get her. And Cen Ying is actually, I think her Eidolons are really broken as well. But then again, all the Nihility and Harmonies got really broken Eidolons. Change the defect wallpaper. Change. Got that one. Display a badge. Easy peasy. And so anyone that is going to be a whale, there are badges you can get in this game for your characters that you level. So if you go to the leaderboards here, I think I'm -6 right now. I can always change it. But you can kind of see the leaderboards for certain units, and then at the end of the week, you'll get like a temporary medal that you can display for having, like, depending on where you're at on the leaderboard of that unit. I don't see it being possible on any of the really good units being able to get on it, but depending, I don't know, if you want to main one of these lesser used units, I mean, you never know. Let's see what someone else is showing on these. Like, I don't see all servers. Yeah, like, it shows their best engraving they've got on them for that week. Like, man, some people are already up there. Has anyone whaled yet? Like, what is he? I don't know, that's kind of hard to read on these, but you can kind of see people's builds on these in the leaderboards, but this is going to be Whale Wars. So I did have the thought, though, of one of the, like, lowest tier 4-star units, like, just making them like a main unit that I invest a lot into just to try and get on the leaderboards without whaling completely. But I don't know how easy that'll be. Okay, so now I need to start doing the story again. Can you farm? No, there is no that I've seen. Not that I've seen. There are ways to get dupes for certain ones, and I'll show you where those are. But I don't think you're not going to be able to farm them where you max them out in this game the same way you can Sword of Convallaria. But you don't need dupes. Dupes are not like in Sword of Convallaria. The dupes are kind of game changing on some of the units, like Cocoa and those. This one, it's kind of like more of the HSR route where. Well, some of them can be really broken for the unit, but they're not necessary at all. It doesn't, at least none of the units that I've seen where it like completely changes the way they work. But there are other ways to get them, and I'll show you a couple of the ways that I've seen, and there may be others that I don't know about yet. We'll finish that up. So let's see. So if we go to the shop here, I believe. Well, you do have the memory trace dupes here for certain ones. So these are the ones that they give you in the game free. So these are kind of like, even though they're 6 stars, they're almost like a 5.5 star. They're not as good as the ones that you're going to get from pulling for them. But it looks like they... Oh, right here, Tabby Cat ones. I forget how you get these. I have one of these vouchers on the test server, but I can't remember how I got it. It may be from the event. I'll have to take a look. But in here, you can pull that unit if you get 7 of them. Now, Cen Ying's not in this one, and I don't know if she gets added when she becomes part of the standard pool. But I'll have to kind of see. We'll have to wait till the next unit comes out before I can see that. And then there's the other thing is, I don't even know, is the dupe going to be worth it versus I don't know how hard it is going to be to get this currency. And these badge of protections currencies are what you use on... You use them for potential exploration. And so this is kind of like, potential exploration is kind of like a mid-ground. So you have your normal leveling through ascension and then leveling up your skills. Then you have like your dupes. So you get duplicates of them through gotcha. And so this is the most difficult one to get up because you got to get the dupes, whether it's through the shop in some sort of thing or for gotcha pulls. Well, the potential exploration is a lot rarer currency. You will be able to get it through time. But I think it's going to be limited enough that you're going to have to pick and choose which units you're going to want to min-max this, based on what I can tell so far. But yeah, most of the dupes you're going to have to get through this, but there are other ways to get them. I just don't know how well it's going to work with the newer units versus the ones that we start with here. So I just need to get 2-6 done, so I need to do 3 more of these. The funny thing is, these stories don't really burn your energy at all. So I'm gonna have a crap ton of it. Alright. Do banners share pity? I'm gonna have to look into that because I didn't see anything that indicates that, but I believe they do. Now, it's a well, because the reason I do is because they both have the same rules. So the rate up on the one has the 50-50. So even though it's a rate up on someone that's in the standard pool, you still aren't guaranteed them. I'll take a look here after this fight, but you still have a 50-50 chance on them. And so, I believe it's shared between the two. But I'll see if it says anything in the requirements for it, or the rules for it. Generally, though, I wouldn't. Now, it's not as bad as Sword of Convallaria because the standard banner only has 1 unit on, so the unit you are targeting is that's the unit you're gonna get when you eventually get them. You don't have to worry about pulling 10 copies of the other unit because there's only 1 member on the banner. which is really nice because Laurel is one of the better starting units in the game. The Croatian team is really good. I mean, all the units are good still. None of them are like bottom tier yet on the tier list for CN. Dogs are going crazy in the back. I'm hoping my dogs aren't annoying you guys too much. I'll have to listen to it after the stream and see how bad it gets. I gotta figure out a way to like drown it out on the mic settings. Because I did figure out a way for it to kind of drown out my AC when it turns on, so you don't really hear that. Although I just keep it off now when I stream, so I don't even have to worry about that. But my dogs, there's not much I can do when they start messing with each other. Alright, so this one's just kind of teaching you another mechanic of these lights and how you can interact with the environment. So like this one, you're turning on the light, spotlight between these two. When these types of enemies get hit by spotlight, they're like some dark type enemy, it will make it where they can't move, it stuns them. And so when enemies come over here, I'll be able to swap the light over to the other side. Because that's the one thing I really like in this game, is there's a lot of different ways things interact, especially with the elements. So it's just going to switch the light over here. Alright. Reminds me of Elden Ring Shadow Guards. Well, surprisingly, I have never played Elden Ring. I've been wanting to play it, but to me, one of the things when it comes to games like that, it's more of a... When it comes to like open world sandboxy games, I prefer something more like Skyrim, where I feel like Elden Ring just feels like a game you play and you beat. It's not, but I don't know. It could just be me. Because I've seen it, the gameplay, and it looks really good, but I've never been a big into the. It just seems, and it may not be. It feels very. You just go, you fight the bosses and the enemies. There's not as much in terms of the world building with a bunch of other elements. But I never had time to play it anyway. I was playing. I think when Elden Ring came out, I was playing Lost Ark. I think it came out like a month after Lost Ark did, and that sucked up a lot of my time. Like, I really liked Lost Ark, but that one became too time consuming. Even though I spent money on the game, it became too time consuming. Like, you needed the whale if you wanted to pay to win that game. You need to bathe in the sunlight so you can remove the invulnerable shadow coatings. Oh. Yeah, these ones, I believe you can kill them when they're not in the spotlight. The spotlight, just like right now, like they're not in the spotlight. All it does on them is it stuns them. Which, I've kind of been lazy there. I didn't even interact with the thing at all. Like, my people are just wrecking them without even trying. But, like, I can do it so, like, when enemies come behind me, I can swap it so the light's behind me here.
The terminal is under attack. Please deploy defenses.
Like, they're killing them before they can even come up to the spotlight.
Environmental elements can be found in the area. Please move them to use.
し影をとどめる。
Like, I'll switch it, but I don't even think they're gonna get there. Oh, yeah, she just did her AoE. She's just gonna wreck them right here.
風の行く方へ。
Aerial bombardment.
像と化す。 我が目。 とぼわからん。自分の意識の中。
Alright, so phase 2 done. Oh, I got some more of these too. I'm almost unlocking that next, and so which one is this? I believe, I'm hoping it's not in the same as my other memory trace. But, let's see. Okay, so I got all of that one. Okay, I've already got a bunch of these done, that's nice. I got a duplicate of this Happy Hours one. Okay, so at least 4 Echomancers reach S2, so I just need to do one more. Definitely going with Freda. I think we're gonna need like a couple of those. I'm starting to get weeklies done too, which is good.
感覚。次のアルバムのインスピレーションになるかもしれません。メモはちゃんと整理しておかないと。
Actually, I need to open those containers. I'm farming these supplies, which those containers have. Complete 2 battles in Skyscript. Okay, yeah, this one's pretty easy. Multiple missions. Yeah, so these ones are... I'm trying to think of what I can compare this to in another game. But it's just another mission type with specific... I don't know if there's a time... I don't think there's a time limit on these, but there's just different types of missions you have. And you can see you can get 4,000 currency here, so just over 10 pulls. So I think this is something they're going to just add content to over time, because it has different like buffs or nerfs to them, depending on telling you what you want to use. But this isn't the true endgame stuff here. Do a quick setup.
少しだけ緊張しています。
Music putting on here. Yeah, these are alright units for it. Need to unlock the endgame content though, because it resets weekly, I believe. And even though I won't be able to do the hardest of the hard on it, I should be able to at least do enough of it that I can get a couple of the pulls. Which character should you re-roll for? The only person I would the only character I would re-roll for would be Cen Ying. I mean, I guess you could re-roll if you want Laurel as well. But if you don't care about Cen Ying, then I would not worry about it at all, because you do get a selector. And I'll show you here after this fight's done. And if you do the reroll process, you'll have about one single 10 pull has about a 10% chance to have an SSR in it. And so we'll take a look at the banner. Now you won't see it on mine since I've already pulled on it, but on the Cen Ying banner, it gives you a discount of 20, so you get 10 pulls for only 8 currency. 8 pull currency. And it does that on every new debut banner as they come out. So even if you're going to skip a unit, I would always say to pull on it, because it will build pity towards future units. And if for some reason you get really lucky and get them, well, then you got them in a single 10 pull, is the way I see it. And I doubt you're going to be skipping enough units that you're going to be really close to pity doing it that way. Like, I'm going to be skipping the next 2 units, and yeah, that'll be basically 16 pulls to pull on both those units I skip. One dog wants out. Alright. Okay, so I can open these. I need to open these because I don't have to waste energy actually getting them here in the beginning. Is that all of them? I've already opened the other ones. Thought I had more than that. Guess not. Alright, got that. So I will have to complete the entire episode 2. Okay, so it's wanting me to do these ones, so that's good. Building pity, the 1 way to guarantee. Yeah, it's a little tricky in this one, just because the only reason I say do it on this is because you get a discount. So you're getting 10 pulls for the cost of 8. And so, I mean, the only time it's going to be a problem is if you're skipping a lot of units. But to me, if I get lucky and I get them in that single 8 pull, and then that's the way I say, hey, good luck there. I won't be skipping enough to be like close to pity, where then I'm having to really worry. Like I said, it's only going to cost me 16 pulls for the 2 that I skip, and then the one after it I want to get. So if I get that unit in 16 pulls, I'll be happy with that. That's not a negative. And I don't know if you were here earlier in my stream, but I did that for the memory trace. So I did the discounted one where I got 8 pulls for the memory trace, and I got it on my first pull. So I was gonna skip this memory trace, but I got it. I was like, well, because memory traces, you're not gonna get as much currency for memory traces. Because one of my things I would say is don't use the premium currency for memory traces. Only use the memory trace pulls for memory traces, simply because the characters are way more important. But you will get a decent amount of memory trace currency, so it's not like you're not going to have any SSR memory traces. You're just not going to have a massive amount. And you can select which ones you want. What did I do? Where are my units? I am not paying attention. Where do they need to go? Okay, they're just waiting on enemies, I guess. I'm talking so much I'm not even paying attention. It's like the one time I did a fight like this, and I didn't have any Echomancers that did aerial attacks, and so there was just some random aerial units that just wiped out my team, and I wasn't even paying attention. I was like, wait, how did I die to these? This is like a super low level, but no one could hit them. All right. You know what? Why is she not out here anyway? Why did it have the other person? Hello, I got SR Lydia and Simbaka. Who do you think best for my team for the SSR selector? Lydia she's the lightning mage, isn't she? I would not pick your selector based on your SRs. Just because eventually you're gonna get all SRs you're gonna want to build around. But let's see, Lydia being lightning, she's gonna go good with, and this is a good unit I would say, but Kairos, because lightning interacts with fire and it does explosion damage, so she'll go good with him. So you can't go wrong with him. But I mean, if you haven't done, I don't think anyone's gotten the phase quest done. I would not use your selector until you get your random, because your random could be the unit you want, and then you can use your selector on somebody else, because I'd rather build your account wide than get dupes. So I would first finish off these phase quests, and if you play this game, if you use all your energy and push through the story, you should get this in a couple days. So I need to upgrade a memory trace to level 30. Oh shoot, I don't have enough currency. Go ahead and knock that out. Which tier list do you think's on point? Pridewind has a pretty good tier list. If you look at Pridewind, they've got it all translated, and everything on there looks good. I mean, you can't go wrong with really any units at this point. The only one I would say I wouldn't like too much, which they're not bad, but they just don't fit with any of the teams that I'm looking at, would be Hassel, Ivana, Tong, and Furry and Fernie. Simply because they get outclassed later. But they're not bad. Like, they work. It's just they get outclassed later. And they also have a global, they have a global and a CN tier list. So their tier list says what they currently are for global, and then the CN one says what they're at on the CN version. So how good they are going to be down the line. But yeah, supports will never fall off. But realistically, it just comes into what teams you want to build in this game. I don't think it's, unlike Sword of Convalaria, it's not as cut and dry on what units are best to go for. I mean, besides like someone like Freda. Freda is an absolute everybody needs to get, but she's only an SR. And so if you want to go the fire team, you get Kairos. I mean, he's a core member of the fire team. If you want to do physical, like the direction I'm going, you get Cen Ying and you get Luke. And the nice thing about physical is it's also the summoning route, because you get all the summoners on the physical side. But if you want to go the... what's the other one? If you want to go Corrosion, that's where you get Laurel. So if we actually go back to the polls here... And Laurel's actually on the standard right now, so if you like the Corrosion route, and she's still really good on the CN side, and she's still a staple of the Corrosion team, then you'll want to get her. Tong is one that's kind of weak, and he's even kind of weak right now in global, because he's a physical summoner unit as well, but Luke and Cen Ying pair together way better. So I'd rather, like, Tong, I mean, he doesn't really fit into her team with the summoning type stuff. So he's kind of one that I'd be like, I wouldn't go for. Hassel, he's very, very strong single target burst, but there's a lot of AoE needing to be done, so he's a little bit on the weaker side. He's really good at the bosses, but he kind of falls off because of that single target. I don't know much about her though. But healing support, like Long Queen is an S tier still in CN. The problem is Freda, who's an SR, is just utilized way more, so you don't need her right off the bat. You can eventually get her, but I would say she's not necessary to get her right off the bat, because you can get Freda with your SR selector. But, I mean, everybody works. I mean, I wouldn't... Getting any of them on your random, you can build around them. Oh, based on it, everyone goes down except... Yeah, Freda. Freda is easy select, and you'll get Freda on the Nexus dailies. You'll get a selector for an SR unit. I say everybody, you want to pick Freda, because you want to get her dupes too, because her third dupe makes her a lot better too. And Freda is good enough that you do not need to, even though Long Queen is an S still on the CN side, Freda can fill her place, because you're not going to want Freda and her on the same team. And so you don't need to worry. I mean, you'll eventually want to get her, but Freda, I wouldn't use your selector on her, just because Freda can do it for you now. What is the SR selector? It's under the events. So if you do your Nexus, you'll have a daily to do the Nexus. So once you do this 7 times, so in 7 days, so a week from now, you will finish this, and then you'll get the selector, and then you can select her there. After you've done it 14 times, you can select one of the SR memory traces. Now, if you're willing to spend money on the game, in the shop, now I've already bought it, so it doesn't show it anymore. But if you go to featured packs and then you go to the settings sale, there is one where you can pay 99 cents for Freda. And it shows it on Pride One as well. And so if you're willing to spend money, that's an easy pickup, because there is also, I probably don't see it here anymore either. But if you spend any money in the game, you also get a copy of her as well. So not only will you get Freda with that 99 cents, you also get a copy of her. And so that's a good one to spend on there. And then they have, oh, random Chinese notice. That's a little bug there, I guess. It didn't get translated. But there's another one here. If you're willing to spend $10, you can get you can get a random SSR. So you buy the currency. So you buy this premium currency for $10, and it gives you 150 of these, and then it costs 150 of these to get that random SSR. And so that's that one I would consider the second best thing in the shop. Okay, memory trace to level 30. Okay, got that one maxed. Three memory traces to level 30. Oh, that's gonna take a bit. Because I am hurting on currency. And I have unlocked this one, so let's just go ahead. It's a B14. She's B18. Oh yeah, they'll handle it just fine. All right. And let me actually look at the tier list here. I think the CN server side, they did they add it yet? I don't think they've updated the tier list for the newest units yet. But there's 2 new units that came out on the CN side. If you want to actually see all the units on the CN side, I can actually, let me see if it'll let me link it here. You'll want to use Google Translate to have it translate, but I can put in chat the site for the Billy. Let's see if it'll actually work. Yeah, so if you go to that link, it should open up these characters. Let me make sure it actually works. Yeah, it works. And then if you're in Chrome, just have it translated to English, and you can have that to also look up the characters. I believe there's another tier list on here as well. But this is where you can actually see the full kit and all that stuff that's not currently on Pridewin yet. But they've been updating it at a fairly good pace. They've already got all the tea time stuff on here, which is nice. So I don't know if they've done the reviews on all the characters yet, though. Yeah, it looks like they haven't updated the reviews on all the characters yet. They have a tier list comment, but that's it. They don't really have anything else. And they don't have the team builds with future units yet either. Okay, let me switch that back. Okay, I have not unlocked E5. I need to be Officer 26. So this one I can grind now. Yeah, so I'll just grind it a couple times so I can get I my dog's wanting back in now. I have to keep a cage up for my puppy because I can't have him free roaming like my other one. We'll just do a couple of those. Okay, got that one maxed. Attack MST. So I don't care about that one as much because this one's just going to be better most likely for most units right now. So we'll go ahead and upgrade this defense one. I still need more currency. Alright, will that be enough? I believe you'll eventually want to level all these up anyway, if I remember. Yeah, you'll eventually want to max out all of them anyway, so don't feel like you're wasting currency on leveling these lower tier memory traces, because when you level them up, there are rewards for leveling them up, so you can get some pull currency here and some mirror shards. So don't feel like you're wasting too much leveling these early ones. And the higher tier ones give you more rewards, but so I should actually get them. But look, that got me 2. Equipped at least 4 level. Oh, so I got to get a 4th one. Oh, got another friend request. Actually, I need me. Oh, I got some level. That gives me more action points. That's good there. Got another weekly done. So I need to upgrade another memory trace. So let's actually go to the team setup. Let's see which one's going to be a good one for me. Okay. Main traces. So do I have a better utility one? Because it wants me to have 4. Eventually it's going to want you to have 5 of them on here. For the phase quests. So I don't have that one or that one yet. We'll just go with this one. Okay. So max that one. Need more of that. Yeah, sorry, my dogs are getting a little rowdy right now. That's probably really loud. Alright, so got that one done here. Let me move this a little closer. Yeah, I still got quite a few left. I think, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I do have to complete all of them. So complete Nexus Femona once. I'll do this one later, because I don't think it's going to let me auto it to knock that out really quick. Complete M3. Reach officer level 13. Oh, I need to do this one first too. But yeah, if you kind of get lost on what you think you need to do in the game, just use those phase quests until you get that random selector. Alright. I'm kind of thinking of who I should get, though. When it comes to my selector, who I'm going to pick up depending on what I get with my random. I might go with Kairos just because I did get the fire tank lady. So I can have two fire units right off the bat with both of them. Alright, so I can knock that one out. That'll be one more of the quests. Let's see. Actually, with how long, I may end up taking off work tomorrow because I don't know if I'm going to get through all of my action points and stuff by the end of the night. Because I still also have to do some of my dailies on my other games. As well as Wuthering Waves once that comes out. Or once that update's done. I think next time I stream, I'm gonna have to split the dogs up and just close the door so my other one can't come in here. Because I can't let the puppy free roam because she'll just have accidents, but the other one, I don't care what she does. She doesn't really have accidents. And my wife can take her out when she needs to go. And I'm wondering if I have enough currency to do a 10 pull. I might do a 10 pull on the memory trace one, because one thing is Now I'll eventually get enough through this calendar item up here, but it doesn't show it here yet because you have to pull, I believe, to unlock. Yeah, so you can unlock the pool. So what you can do is after you get your first random memory trace here, it lets you actually select the targeted one. So I don't currently have enough without going into this currency, which I don't want to use, because right now I have 30 pulls there. Or not 30, wait, no, I have 20 pulls right here. So I don't want to burn through that. Like, I would not use the premium currency at all for memory traces. Just use the memory trace currency as you get it. Reach officer level 16. Upgrade a non-seed skill to level 2 for 4 Echomancers. And upgrade none for 1 Echomancer. Okay, so that's easy enough. Actually, let's go with hers first. And that what it means there is this is the ultimate skill, so it's talking about these ones. Oh yeah, these will be easy to... Oh, this is gonna burn through my... Okay, I might be able to burn my action points. These definitely burn through your action points pretty quickly. Alright. But actually, how long have I been on? Oh man, I've been on 3 hours? Holy crap. I think this is the longest I've streamed yet. Probably be getting off here shortly though. Because at this point, kind of getting into just doing... I want to probably start streaming once I've unlocked, maybe tomorrow or Friday, once I've unlocked the endgame content. I'll probably stream that to kind of show off that, and as well as make a video on it that goes more in depth on it. Because at this point, it's really just knocking out those phase quests, going through the story. And a lot of it is currently, like I'm doing right now, a lot of it you can auto. It's not as interesting because you're not really having to think about the tactics at this point yet. I think around level 25 is when it started getting content that was where you started had to really think about what you're doing. Okay, so I got that. When do I locked it at level 24, so I think it wants me to do that for 4 of them. Yeah, 1 of 4. Only base. So upgrade a non-C skill to level 2 for 4. Okay. Oh, another one, Alex. Okay. Actually, let me click claim that. I need to probably try and max out my friends list to get the 2,000 a day. Okay, so the next thing I need to do is, yeah, I need to get it for another one. So let's do my 4 SSRs. Oh wait, she's the first one I did. Got that one. Get one on her. And eventually you're going to want to max out all these skills, so there's really no order that I feel like you have to on these, at least in the beginning. You get plenty of stuff to get the currency, because even though I'm about to run out of action points here in a bit, it throws a ton of the items that gives you energy as well. Like, I don't think you start running into action point issues until around level 20-ish. And I think I have to check, I think I'm like, what, level 13, 14? Let's see here.
形をとどめ像と化す
Okay.
なぜ人は夢を見るの我が何か光を残し
Everything's still running smoothly. Yeah, I might burn through the rest of my action points, and then I don't know if I'll use a refresh currency or not yet. But once I've run out of them, that's when I might call it a night here.
形をとどめ像と化す
Because you don't have to go burning through all your currency right off the bat. They have like a time limit on them, and so you're not wasting energy if you hold on to it for a little bit. Because I'll be able to push through it all tomorrow. Let me actually see, what is the days on it? Oh, that one got me that. Oh, I'm actually 16. Okay. So if I go look at my storage here. Yeah, so like this one, I have 11 days to use this, and this gives you 100 action points. These ones, I have 12 of them. I have 11 days each. These give 30, and these ones give 60. So, I mean, it throws a ton at you, so that you can play a lot to knock out like a majority of the beginning game content. And one thing is, which I haven't looked at it yet, but if we go in here, we'll go ahead and skip the cinematic. You can watch it again if you want to skip it at this point. But one thing that is in here, and this is one of the big things you're going to want to get first. I've already seen the monologue on this. But let's see if it's going to... Because you definitely don't want to miss this event, because it has some pretty good stuff in it. Especially if you get Cen Ying. Okay, it's going to explain this. And you can always rewatch this stuff, so if you want to skip through it and get it done really quickly and then kind of watch the story, you can. But in the souvenir shop, there is this memory trace. And so this one is an SSR. And now I would probably call it I'm going to guess it's like a 5.5. So it's better than an SR, but it's not going to be as good as the Gotcha SSRs. But you can get this one and then all of its dupes down here. And then you have the pulls. So these are the things you're going to want to rush really quickly. And then after those, I would get the furniture. Just so you can max out your lounge rating. And then after that, you can just start going for currencies as you need it. But you definitely want to get all this stuff. You only have it's a 16-day event. And you can get a lot of the currency right off the bat by just running around here. And just clicking on stuff. I think you do want to do something daily here, if I'm not mistaken. Story? Yeah, story is pretty decent. You can't... One nice thing about it is... Like, right now I'm rushing because it's just the beginning of the game. You want to get your levels and stuff quicker. Like, if I... Let me go ahead and leave here. But the story is pretty interesting. I mean, it's your standard gacha, so it's nothing crazy. It's not like a Hoyoverse level. But this has got like a... It's kind of got a multiversal thing to the story. And so there's different people coming from different universes. So the one cool thing that someone mentioned on the Discord with it is they could realistically bring anybody for any... Like, if they want to do... whatever you call it, where they bring in people from other games, they can kind of do it because it's a multiverse. The whole thing is there's random people coming from different parts of different universes, which is why you kind of have these just random people with different kind of looks to them and aesthetics. But I kind of watched it a little bit in the beginning, and then I just rushed through it, and then you can go back. And this is the one nice thing that it has right off the back. If you go back to the story... Now, I don't know how it's going to work with the events. You might want to pay attention to the event one, because I don't think you're going to be able to go back and watch it. But on these ones, you can just rewatch the content from it. It gives you the ability to do a recap on it. Like, if I wanted to watch this again, you can watch all the content that it had before anything. And so, that's what I'd say for anybody that wants to get to the end game quickly. Just rush through all the content and then rewatch the story. Because the last thing you want to do is be sitting on all these action points while you're not accumulating anything. But But let's see. So I gotta complete the story, so I'm almost done with this one. Upgrade a non-seed skill. Oh, I just needed 2 more of those. So I've got her. I think it was her I was working towards here. Yeah. So I got one here, here, here. Didn't I have... No, we'll go with hers. Oh yeah, I don't have Luke yet. I was thinking I had Luke. I haven't used my selector yet. Got that one. Oh, reach S2. Let's go ahead and get that one. I'll just do that one real quick. Starting to unlock the ones that have the higher rarity currency.
ここを離れる前にもっと協力関係を深められるといいわね。
All right. There you go. Another one done. And a big reason you want to do this too is this is where I'm getting a lot of those action point items. Like this one is going to give me 60 once I do it. Once I get that story done, I get a 60. This one gives you, these give you Nexus runs. And like I said when I was going over the Nexus, you want to run all of your people through the Nexus at least once, even if they're not sorry, I coughed there for a second, but you want to level up all of them because this is accumulation of all of their levels, and eventually it's going to get to where you're going to have to start using the units that you don't have to max out this, but you get a ton of XP, get some pulls, and it goes up. Like they're going to add more. Like this isn't the max. They'll unlock these in 2 days, and then there'll be some more ratings that'll unlock in a couple days, and it goes all the way to like SSR 25. Energy overcaps by 240. Oh yeah. Now this does, if I'm not mistaken, I don't see it here. Maybe you have to unlock it, but on the test server, I did have 2400 overcapped. So I think you can overcap it and it'll slowly accumulate. Not as quickly, but I think you can go up to 2400. Now, one of the reasons you're wanting to level up too is that your cap slowly goes up with your levels. So like right now I have 166, but as I get higher level, this goes, I think it goes all the way up to 240. Oh my goodness, my dog is... They just won't stop. She is being way too active right now. Oh, and you get some more of the currency over here too. So I just got 3 more of those, so that's another 180 action points. And then if you want to get the pulls, and so this one, I believe, how much does it give you? Yeah, so you get, I think this is saying 17,000. I'm gonna buy this, but I think you do in total when you get all these, I think that is that 17,000. And so 10 pulls is 3,000. So this is close to 60 pulls, it's just under. But then you get the initial, actually it gives you just over that because you get this instant one too. And so I do plan on buying this, I just don't need it right this second. And I don't believe this is the battle pass is this one right here. I think this is just the account starting one that you can get. So I don't think this is gonna reoccur at any point in the future. But this is the one where we'll have every time there's a new patch, we'll get a new one of these. I think it's, how long does this one last? Does it have a timer? Okay, so this one's 40 days. So every 40 days you'll get a new one. Now I don't know if there'll be a new SR memory trace every time, because it does give you all of the dupes for it. So you get the memory trace and all of its dupes in the one battle pass. So I'm guessing you get a new one on the next battle pass. But yes, you do have to play the game to increase it. It starts off, I think, at 150, and I think it'll go all the way up to 240. It goes fairly quickly. And like I said, you don't have to worry too much of the cap. A lot of people, if you're min-maxing, you do, but if you're going to play it casually, don't worry about it too much. It's not that big a deal. It's not like you're going to fall behind in this game. The biggest thing you want to make sure you do is the events to get that SSR. Complete story, so let's just go through the remaining story here. I need to do this story anyway to get that, Why does it keep swapping Freda with him? Her. And you want to push through the story too, because there is an SSR that you get at the end, memory trace wise. Now, like I said, they're not as good as the gotcha ones, but they are considered SSRs. In the same way, though, the Herda shop in HSRs, they're 5 stars. So this one's using the lights mechanic here. Yeah, see, I've already leveled my guys way up past what's needed for the current story, so they just wreck these enemies. Oh, and they've actually added on, looking at Pride, when they've added some more stuff to the guides. That's pretty good. Let's see, they have the tea time drinks now. Current patch guides. Yeah, so they have a complete guide right here, kind of on this new event. I think they had a guide on the boss as well. Yeah. I'll probably make a video on it, maybe either tomorrow or Friday on the event. What are they doing? Where are all the enemies? Are we killing them so quickly? We're just killing them so quick that they're taking forever to spawn. Oh, he needs to go up there and hammer him. Actually, I'm almost done with this part. And the story, just like Sword of Convalari, it does have a hard mode to it. So you'll want to do those as well as... Oh my god. They'll want to do them as well, because there's a bunch of pulls you can get from that as well. Now, it does get, like, there actually are a little bit more difficult if you haven't done the Nexus on some of them. Oh yeah, the idol, yeah. I'm just non-stop dancing. She switches between a attack buff versus healing. But she is the best SR in the game, so you're gonna be seeing her non-stop. The big thing with her, though, it's a little bit different from the other healer, the SSR one, is she's pretty weak in terms of being able to take hits, and so you kind of have to protect her and keep her in the backfield. Well, I mean, it's not that hard. Right now, the content's easy enough, so I'm not even having to worry about it. But once you get the content where they may actually be actively targeting her, you just have to reposition. Reposition as needed. And there's like different quadrants, so I think her buff only applies to the quadrant that she's in. So it's like if I wanted to buff that quadrant, she has to be over there. But yeah, you just always want to keep her in the backfield. Yeah, that's what makes her really broken. Is if you actually now she doesn't do both at the same time. So like if I click her here, oh, when it lets me here, she has the buff one. So the buff, she'll see like red around her. That means she's in the buff one where she's buffing your team. And then she's got the regain mode where she's doing a lot more healing. She's always healing, but her healing's fairly low when she's in the buff state. But she, if she's in the regain state, she does a lot more healing, and it's a lot quicker. Yeah, positioning will be important. Yeah, like you have different quadrants here that apply. And you have to protect your units. I mean, the main thing is it has a tower defense mechanic where you do not want this tower to be destroyed. But then you also need to move them in the quadrants depending on their skills. Like if I wanted to go up here and attack these enemies, I can bring her into this quadrant. Just the only thing is, since she is over here, I do not believe she's currently going to get the buffs from her when I bring her up here. But yeah, I mean, you have to read into all their skills. But yeah, there's a lot of positioning in this game. Right now, I haven't really had to deal with it because it's the early game where it's easy. You can auto everything. But once it gets more to the more difficult content, especially when you're wanting to do the hardest of the hard, you're gonna have to pay attention to where your units are. But that's why a lot of people say this game's kind of a mix of an RTS / tactical game / tower defense. It's got a little bit of everything in it. It's pretty unique. I haven't really seen any games like it. Oh yeah, you can control pretty much everything in the fight. Right now I have auto on, so it's auto doing their skills. But oh, here's a boss here. Now I think I'm way over leveled for this one, so it's not going to be difficult at all. But I'm definitely bringing her out. I don't know why I was trying to put my other person there. But yeah, if I turned off the auto right here, I have to control everything they do at this point. So then I can. Now you don't have to reposition them every time. You can reposition while doing a skill. So like I picked Gather, so I can move her and then cast the skill, and it'll highlight them red if they're going to be impacted. So you can move them around when you're selecting your skill. So you don't have to reposition then use skill. And then like if you're using something like a barrier of sorts, you can both reposition them and you can control where the barrier or whatever else you're doing with it is going to be. And so like if I want to put a barrier so you can't attack through it, I just keep her in the front, put a barrier right there, and I just use it. And the auto is not the best at some of these things, so you definitely want to manually control when you get to the hardest content. But I think I'm way over leveled for this, so I don't even have to worry about it. They'll take care of it, even if they are kind of being stupid with the way they use their skills. It's kind of weird. I didn't think they had any translations in this game, but the terminal is speaking English. It said it's under attack. Please ensure defenses. So it does have a little bit of English dub in it. Maybe it's just the characters, like the ones that a lot of them where they have the unique voice actors. Maybe some of the things are in company voice actors so they can more readily use for the translations. It wants me to go back. It's gonna keep telling me this until I decide to reload. Who knows what they fixed? What does it want me to do now? Oh, another tutorial on seeds. What have we unlocked now? Research the... Oh, this is the one that... It's just another way you can unlock more boost for your team. Actually, how many research points do I have? Oh, I do have enough for that one. And this is just something that it slowly unlocks over time. Like, you're slowly building up these tech points here. And it's based on the people you have assigned. Like, I've already maxed, like, my one character I already built here, so who else should I put in there? I'll just keep putting in her. Let's go ahead and raise her attack up. I need to claim my currency. There's an idle auto production. There is. Oh. Can't I auto? Yeah, you want to make sure you keep putting these things in so it keeps running. And eventually you want to upgrade to these Nyx materials. Once you start getting your characters higher level, it'll start requiring them, and they take longer to get. Why even play RTS at that point if you want them in auto? Oh yeah, definitely. Right now it's only using it for the beginning. It's definitely... You definitely need to control it in the end game. And right now it's more tutorials, and I've already done a lot of the tutorial stuff when I was in a test server, which is why I'm able to just kind of rush through a lot of this stuff. But you might want to, like, if you're completely brand new to this and you didn't do like the beta or anything, you may want to actually pay attention to when it's teaching you some of these things. Like, it's because a lot of, even though it's easy and the auto can handle it, it is probably, a lot of it is teaching you, like, oh, this interaction with this element does this or whatever. There's a lot of that in the game. Though I wish daily farming isn't a hassle to do it, like there's a quick... Oh yeah, there is that. So a lot of what you're going to do for dailies is... So if I go to my character, so I want to level up her combat skill, for example. So if I want to do this, oh, I need this currency to level it up. And this one here, once you've completed it once, you can do quick battle, and that's an instant complete. You don't have to actually do it. You just click quick battle, and it'll, if you've already beaten it, it'll do it for you instantly. So yeah, and eventually you'll have all that stuff beat, and so your dailies is going to take like 5 minutes. Because your dailies is going to be that, then your tea time, because you'll want to do your tea times to level up your bond with your units. And you'll probably want to do a Nexus run at least once a day, just because of the spirit. But that one you can auto. If you already have your teams fully built, I would just run an auto one on a unit. So yeah, eventually this will get to where, like, I know this game I won't have to quit because this one's going to be very, very easy to maintain down the line. And so I will keep playing this game. Most likely, it'll probably be like HSR where it takes like no time in the day for me. It's not like Wuthering Waves where it's like, holy crap, it takes a while to do all my dailies. I mean, it doesn't take that much, but it's more active. So I just need to continue the story here. I'm just about done with that one. And eventually you can take an 81, so take someone else's Echomancer in there, but all I see is junk. No one's put out good Echomancers on the 80 yet. It's just like my units are better. Actually, what time? Oh, it is 9 my time now, so I'll probably be getting off here shortly. Maybe when I finish the story. Because the next thing I need to do is the Nexus, and I'd rather not have you have to watch me run through that, because I think I have to do it one more time manually, and then I can auto-run it. But it still takes like 5 to 10 minutes for it to run through it, even though I don't need to actively be here to do it. But down the line, when I get to endgame, I am going to want to do it to min-max it. When you're actually like building your endgame teams. But yeah, let's see. I don't even know why it's not throwing out the AoE buff. Maybe it's just because it doesn't. There's nothing that strong out here, so I don't think it's burning it. That's my problem in SOC. The quick sweeps need those canned octopus or else level up every single character to 50 to farm. Yeah, I haven't had any issues yet. I mean, I only have my SSRs leveled up, but I've never even come close to, at least currently, I haven't come close to running out of the octopus. But it is getting to, maybe I'm slowly draining them now. I haven't really paid attention. So I may run out here soon, and then that's when it'll probably become a problem. I haven't had an issue with it yet, but it could definitely become one in the future. Dog's whining to go back out. Then she's gonna probably whine to come right back in. Yeah, I probably need to get off too just to take them out. I'm probably driving everybody listening in crazy. Yeah, I think next time I'm gonna have to keep the other one out of the room so that at least won't be too noisy because they won't be able to play with each other and bark a lot. Actually, I did not check the level of this one. I should be able to easily beat it. But I don't know if I'm over leveled for it yet. Really stingy with the Castalas giving events. Yeah, I haven't had issues with Castala, but I've been very conservative with them. But yeah, like the big reason is like all the elite units, I won't use Castala on them. There's been some of the some people that made the guides or like the weapons, and they're like, oh, this elite unit's really good for them. But you need to have this skill from them, and I have the other one. It's like, oh, well, that sucks. Uh-oh. Okay, I need to actually... Why? Let's swap out you for her. And let's go ahead and buff the team up. Massive AoE airstrike coming in. It's just gonna sit on this boss, hammering him. Oh yeah, that's just melting him. Hey Mayhem. I'm actually gonna probably be getting off here shortly because I'm probably gonna have to take my dogs out, and the Wuthering Waves next thing will be coming up here soon, so I'll definitely be... I need to get off and to knock that one out, and I haven't been able to do my dailies because I'm pretty sure the server's been down. Change characters on the fly. Yes, you can change between the characters you have selected, so if I go back here, I'll show you how it works with the team. So you bring in a team of, you can bring in a team of 8. So if I go to team setup, you fight with 4, but you can have a team of 8, including an aiding one. So this is coming from a friend or so you can use one of your friend's aidings. But yeah, you start with 4 and then you can swap out with the other 3. So if I need to change it up based on some boss mechanics, I can be like, oh, I don't need her anymore, and then I can swap out to one. You can't bring everybody in, but you do bring an extra 3 or 4 if you have someone to bring as an aid. Let me go back in the story here. You know what? I need to probably just spam friend requests, and like other people are, because I'm not going to max out the... Oh man, they're already full. Because you can get 2,000 of this a day, but you need pretty much a max friends list to do it. Alright. That one's just a video to get that one. And so that one also knocked out this one on the Field Ops Guide, which is another free SSR. And this one is... Oh, this is a Vitality one. Okay, so that was one that I was missing. So that one will actually definitely be the better one, because I think I only had a rare. Yeah, so I can swap that out with this one. We'll go ahead and level that one up. Oh, I am hurting on currency. We can farm some of that. Actually, you know what? Since I'm actually going to get off, let's just burn all of my energy. That's I definitely need. What the heck? Why didn't you level up? Okay, level that one. Take it to 30. There we go. Oh, and it unlocks some more engravings for the skills I can add. I'll probably want the SSR ones. I'll have to figure out what's best. Right now, I just need to pick one. Although I probably should mention it to the developer. It's showing the female there, regardless of who you selected. Alright, so I did use all of my currency now. And I can just save these for my next stream. I don't need to burn them all right now. Because I think, yeah, I've already done all my dailies. And so I don't think there's anything else I need to do except I'll knock out the rest of the tea times after I get off the stream. I don't think I have enough to do... Yeah, I haven't accumulated enough of these to do a memory trace pull. But I think on... Oh, tomorrow I'll get the 10. Okay, so tomorrow I can do the 10 on the memory trace. So maybe I'll stream tomorrow. We'll just kind of have to see. But yeah, that was a good start to the game. I got really lucky. Even though I decided not to re-roll. When I go in here... It took me, I believe... Let's actually see how many pulls it took. Look at the history here. Is there an easy way to tell? Do you have to manually count? That kind of sucks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 2, 3, 4. You know what? I'm not going to count. That's going to take too long. But towards the end, I lost the 50-50, but immediately encountered it right after anyway. So even though I'm pretty sure it was like around 60 pulls, I still got it fairly quickly with an extra unit there. Plus, I got the random. I got Laurel with my random. So I don't even need to pull on this one. And then I haven't even finished the phase quest. So I'll get a random one from the phase quest. And then depending on whoever I get there, if I do not get Luke, Luke will be the one I'll be selecting here. Just because he pairs really well with Cen Ying. But yeah, I can... J-Mike, you can easily switch between single... Yeah, you can switch between single and AoE scenarios on the fly if you have it set up that way. And if they die as well, yeah, you can replace them if they die. So as soon as they go down, you can just go and put the new unit in to replace them. And tomorrow server, thank you for the 10 million accounts and it's all real. Well, with re-rolling, you do it through guest accounts, and I don't know if guest accounts count as accounts on their stats. But we'll kind of have to see if that... But yeah, my dog is really whining right now, so I think she needs to go to the bathroom. But yeah, overall, good so far on the stream. I think it's my longest stream yet. But yeah, I'm going to have to go ahead and call it a night. I had quite a few people join, so it was a pretty good stream there. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and call it a night. I probably won't stream tomorrow, but I'll probably stream on Friday. And hopefully I'll be towards the end of the game at that point, and I can actually show off the end game there. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and call it a night, and thanks for watching, everybody.